Allegedly.
Allegedly. Start the countdown timer now.
Allegedly. Agreed.
Yes.
Yes. The joys of having pings of you being live is I can just click those instead of looking you up on Twitch. I have to take it every once in a while. I have Fiona Apple stuck in my head.
All right. So, indulging vice is for stress, right? But recover is for like the damage and shit I've taken.
That
right?
is absolutely correct.
Okay, cool. I need to do something about all of this fucking damage you're just taking.
Yeah, just going through it.
She's such a fucking crash out.
We both. I relate to Deirdre. I feel seen. I need to finish those drawings, actually. I have so many things. I'm like, oh my god, projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm currently working on my Blades in the Dark one, so I could probably start working on it after that.
Yeah.
Because I have to change all the colors on it.
Alright, there's the Twitter post, and now I gotta post my blue sky.
Good old blue ski. Who wants a blue ski here?
I could go for a blue ski.
I could go for a blue ski.
I didn't take any stress that last heist.
Yeah, you had a 6-6. It was crazy.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
See, this is why I write down like how the rolls go too, because that's just like fun.
But you didn't. Did you write the one that happened yesterday?
Yesterday?
The success at homosexual tendencies.
Oh no.
Somewhere offline, indulge in homosexual tendencies was a success. When I was trying to consort someone in a desperate situation.
Yeah, of course it was desperate. Like...
I know, I saw the chance and I took it. I'm like, I can make it. I'm just saying that. You can't stop me.
Move this over here. We don't need that. Okay. Alright. Boobity boop.
Bobo.
Kaboom. Okay. I don't want to play your adult AI game, whoever messaged me on fucking Twitter.
Gross.
You get ads for.
No, I get fucking message requests for that.
No, oh, I don't get any.
Could you play it on stream? Like, legally, no.
I mean, if I use a different website, probably.
You've been meaning to at some point.
That was a joke that I've been making since I started.
And keep it up. Do it.
Talking about making a Fansly or an OnlyFans account just so I have an excuse to play Honey Pop on stream. Say what you will about Honey Pop. That game has some good match 3 mechanics. I don't give a shit. I mean, the girls aren't bad to look at either, but that's besides the point. It is mechanically a solid game.
Yeah, and like I love that for them.
Honestly. Like, I feel like it's a game I would play if it didn't have like any of the porn, or they made a male equivalent.
Now, see, that's something that Honey Dev should look into. Is making
Yeah, right.
Or
Yeah.
making a male version. Yeah.
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 Or making like a dog boy version, Honey Pup. Like, come on.
That's good, Honey Pup.
Yeah.
Honey Dev, if you're listening, I know you're not, but if you're listening, who am I kidding? Good evening, Swamp Kids. Welcome to finally Blades in the Dark Part 4. Had quite a few hiccups over last month, but we are back in full swing tonight. Mopsy is not going to be here for the game, unfortunately. TVHEADD, he's currently dealing with some personal stuff, but he is going to be checking in via Discord message, so he can still play as we go. He just won't be here in stream. But we do have the honor of being here with HighVoltageCatfish, aka Deirdre Gray.
Hello. How you doing? We're ready to burn some shit. Or, I mean, rest and relax.
Yeah, that's what you meant. And we are also joined by StupidPunkThing Ace, aka Aesyr.
Hi. Now, I'm gay.
Okay. Oh no, I thought is that the end of the statement?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
No. I thought you were going to lead into something we didn't know, but that's fine too.
Just a reminder. So,
I thought we were gonna like jump off of the whole burning thing with like a flaming, but like okay, like
I don't know, you did something with your character, I did something with mine.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, your character's key trait is
Arson.
fire. Mine is homosexuality. Beautiful.
Oh my gosh, yes. So yeah, couple announcements off the rip before we get schmovin'. Next Saturday, I'm not entirely sure what is gonna go on. I know that I'm gonna be out of town for most of that day, but when I do get back that night, I will more than likely be streaming something, probably not a TTRPG, but I do plan on being live, and so maybe we'll just do something and have fun with it. So look out for that. And then on the 16th, I am running my very first Fabula Ultima one-shot, which I'm really excited for. If you're not familiar with Fabula Ultima, it is a TTRPG that is modeled after the famous JRPG games that we all know and love, like Final Fantasy, Octopath Traveler, Dragon Quest, stuff like that. The class system is probably one of the best ones that I've seen in any game. That's not even a lie. And I have no shame to admit that it is the only rulebook that I have read cover to cover. Like, because for the most part, for a lot of games, I will read what I feel like I need to know, and then I'll just jump in, and then if I need to learn something specific later, I'll just go back. But the writing in the Fabula Ultima core rulebook had me gripped from start to finish. I even read the bestiary.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that good.
Nice.
And so I'll be running that one shot on the 16th, but if you are in Project Open Table, you'll see that you have still a few hours if you want to potentially jump into that one shot with me. Speaking of Project Open Table, that is the TTRPG community that I have founded alongside Undead Commander. And there's the link. Thank you, Ace. Yeah, we aim to be the safest community for enjoyers of TTRPGs, offering a welcoming, inclusive space for players of any system, regardless of your table experience, by putting player safety first. And we hope to see you there. There's the link to our card. You can follow our Twitter, our Blue Sky accounts. We have a YouTube channel that I have a lot of shit on the back end that I need to upload to it. But the most important thing there is going to be that Discord invite link. So hop on in, come hang out with us, and maybe get into some games. Maybe find a system you didn't know you loved. So yeah, if you're in Project Open Table, Fabula Ultima, the deadline for submitting entries is at midnight tonight. If you want to get in, get in. And then finally on I think we said the 23rd, is going to be our next Pathfinder one-shot, which will leave the 30th open for some other shenanigans. We'll see what happens. Outside of all of that, I think we're ready to rock and roll. You guys ready to rock and roll?
Hell yeah.
Or should I say rock and stroll, because this is a downtime episode.
Let's go. I like that rock and stroll.
Rock and stroll, you like that?
Good one. Yeah. No, I'll give you that. That was a really good one.
I get one good zinger a night, and I just spent it, so I hope you fucking liked it.
Yeah, so that's all downhill from here.
It's all
people.
downhill from here. Just like with high school, I peaked too early. All right, let's go.
Oh no.
All right, so let's catch ourselves up, since it's been what, 2 months since we played last.
Yeah.
Let's catch ourselves up on what happened. So last session, the strangers, they undertook a heist. They undertook a job from a ghost who was trying to get back a family heirloom from the wife that killed him, or, well, had people hired to assassinate him. Plainly put, she's very evil. She is not a nice lady. Often, sometimes hiring the downtrodden to come to her extravagant parties for use as helpers and servers and butlers, and sometimes even footrests, which is fucked up. And I think it spurred the strangers even that much more to take this job. The ghost said, as long as you get that brooch back for me and show me that you have taken it, we are good. I will basically put in a good word with any other spirits that I see around town, that you guys are cool, which was one of the other reasons why you guys took this job. It was a faction of ghosts that have not yet gone feral. I'm trying to remember the name of them right now.
I'm hearing our new clients, to be honest.
Exactly, yeah. So you guys are, so you guys will be good with them. And since the ghost, it was, obviously a ghost, he was like, anything else that you see in there that you feel like you want to take, it's all yours. Go for it. You have my blessing.
Excellent.
And that's exactly what Cillian did. While everybody else was mingling about the party, trying to figure out how to get the brooch off of this famous noblewoman, Cillian was upstairs ransacking the place, opened up a hidden vault, only to find that a ghost had been assigned to it to protect it. And Cillian narrowly avoided what could have been a very bad time. I'm not going to specifically say what was going to happen, because they resisted very well, but it was going to be bad. Meanwhile, downstairs, Deirdre and Aesyr and Maddy Sharpe were milling about the party. They found the hostess. They saw that she was actually wearing the brooch. And so, with the help of one of Maddy's concoctions, they slipped her a drink that caused her and an unfortunate other fellow to start vomiting violently. They were helped into the bathrooms, and Deirdre managed to slip the brooch off of her neck without noticing. Afterwards, they come back to find Maddy had been running around and insulting people's powdered wigs, one of which was snatched off the head of someone. And then you guys kind of just made your quiet exit. You guys had a very good, smooth operation, which I think was probably the first so far.
Yeah. This is the smoothest operation that involved that much vomit that any of us have ever done.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So that leaves us to now. You guys had just left the scene, and we're going to say that it is a couple days later, where you guys are meeting back up with the ghost and with your contact. This is taking place back here, kind of at the corner, at the intersection of Hermetic Street and Cobweb Alley, in one of these like little back alley areas between buildings. You guys all roll up, and you see the ghost is kind of standing there. If he could twiddle his thumbs, he would be. But they just kind of seamlessly pass through each other.
Oh no, that's depressing.
Right? Homie can't even stem properly anymore. That sucks.
Once I die, I'm dead. It's gonna be over. I'm gonna find a way to die again. If that's the case. Nah.
So yeah, you guys roll up, and who would you say among the four of you would have the brooch in hand?
Deirdre, yeah, because it might have been conspicuous to hand something off, so she would have just kept it with her as she exited the restroom where she plucked it off of the lady in the first place.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So it's just the ghost, not the guy who introduced us. I forget his name.
He is your guys' crew contact. Let me pull up your guys' sheet here. Contacts. It's Amancio. Amancio is your guys' crew contact. Amancio is your contact, and Grant Hollingsworth is the ghost in question.
Yes. Thank you.
Sick. It's like, so just like empty streets, we're all in the clear here.
Yeah, you guys are, as far as you know, there's no peeping eyes, there's nobody walking by or anything. You guys are pretty well isolated from the rest of the from the populace.
Yeah. Okay. Well then. Just gonna kind of mosey on up, nice and as casually as one can approach a ghost.
Yeah,
ghost in a back street. It's like, Sir Hollingsworth. Good to see you in good ectoplasm, I guess.
He kind of frowns a little bit and he goes, "I know what you were going for. It's fine."
Yeah, I appreciate it. And it's funny you say, you mentioned what we're going for, because I do tend to get what I'm going for, including, ta-da! And I'm going to present the brooch.
He sees it and he reaches for it. And for a second, you expect his hand to just pass through it. But when his hand does pass through it, you see a spectral version of the heirloom actually go with his hands. Like he took the soul out of it. And you see him hold it in his ethereal hands, and he goes, yes, good. It's the physically, it's one thing for somebody to have the physical item itself, but with a lot of family heirlooms, there are also the spirit or spirits plural that are attached to them. So I really truly only cared about having the spirits that went along with this brooch back to me, so I know that they're safe. As far as the physical thing, you can hawk it and throw it into the fucking river for all I care. I got what I needed, and for that I thank you. And you see him take the brooch, and you see him affix it to himself, into his ghastly form, and he kind of like brushes his lapels out of the way so it sits just so. He looks back up to you, and he kind of offers a smile, but then he just kind of keeps looking down at it like he's like really excited to have it back.
It looks good on you.
Oh, thank you. It's like I said, my great grandfather was the one who originally purchased it, and a lot of my family say we look alike, so it looked good on him. So I appreciate that.
Out of character, can I ask a quick question about the Blades in the Dark world? Is like, are burial rites a thing, or does everything just kind of get disposed of?
So in a way, for the most part, when somebody dies, the death wardens have to come and collect the body to do a proper exorcism of sorts to make sure that the ghost just doesn't pop out and start wandering the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like in most times that it is done in a way to where the ashes are sent back to the family of that person. There are very special occasions, typically for like the wealthy and the nobility, where the bodies are actually kept somewhat intact so they could actually have a proper funeral if they needed to. But for the everyday common person, it's mostly just grab the body, take it back, take it back to their headquarters, do what they need to, and if the body gets destroyed, oh well, we'll ship the ashes.
Awesome. So, Sir Hollingsworth, your ashes are where? Or perhaps your ashes, your family's ashes. You are a man of noble stature, right? So I was curious as to whether or not there was a place that a place where your family resides, so to speak. Is there? Are you survived by anybody who matters that perhaps this ought to go to?
Unfortunately, I am not. I never had children of my own, so there's no real need to seek them out.
I see. Well, I figured it was worth asking. In that case, we will make sure to get a good price for this and put it to good use.
I appreciate that greatly. He turns to Amancio and says, "You've got a good crew here. I will definitely be putting my word out to any of my after living friends to make sure that if they have anything that they can come to you and these fine folk." And before Amancio can say anything, you see Grant just kind of phase out of existence.
Wow. I never get used to just the poof, the whoosh of it all.
Yeah, Amancio just kind of like rubs the back of his head and goes, "Yeah, truth be told, I don't either. It's I typically have a hard line when it comes to like working with ghosts, but I mean, when the pay is whatever you want, it's kind of hard to turn it down. You know what I mean?"
Yes, indeed.
Hopefully, you guys made out good.
Oh yes, I would say so. And then there's of course this. I feel like this is a extraordinarily hot item. This might be a little bit harder to fence than the rest of what we took.
I think you might be right. I think you might need to find a special guy who can keep his yap shut to be able to handle and fence an item of this magnitude.
I'm sure a character. I'm sure we could find someone, and if not, I have a couple ideas of what we could do with it.
Excellent. Our own our own stranger's heirloom. I don't want anything like that. Who wants legacy is such a flammable thing, don't you think?
Can I be honest with you? No, we're not doing that. First of all, we are not testing its ability to burn. It's worth too much money.
I mean, not the object. We should definitely sell it, but I just mean the concept of legacy.
That's fair. I was thinking maybe it'd be a good gift to get on someone's good side.
Oh yeah, we might be able to use it in such a way, but again, or maybe we could gift it to a noble who then, in case we need to turn some nobles against each other, because I mean that is a very standout brooch. A little bit of sabotage in such a way is such a good way to create sparks, if you would.
You see Amancio like plug his ears and go, "I don't need to hear any more of this conversation," and he just starts walking past you out of the alley.
See ya, handsome.
Yeah, we'll be. I suppose you'll be in touch.
La 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 la. And you just hear him just fade away. La 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 la.
You know, he always gets like that after I'm a few sentences deep. A little bit rude. Matt.
Yeah. Well, you can tell me about it on the way back. I'm kind of interested.
There we go. I love that.
Speaking of the way back, let's head back to your guys' hideout, and we can start the proper downtime section of our game.
Hell yeah.
So
You always have piano music in the hideout? I don't remember this.
oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it. It's good
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, we're the strangers. We're fucking mysterious.
I mean, it is a burned down church,
Mysterious.
so yeah, that also works. So
Yeah.
Wasn't me.
I figured it worked. All right, so we're going to start off with our payoff. Let me open up your guys' crew sheet here, and we can start hashing that. Whoop, whoop. Let's make sure that this can actually be seen by...
can we look at it ourselves? Like, can we pull it up ourselves?
Yes, if you go into the Actors tab and you click on campaign shit, and then underneath
okay.
you'll see the strangers, that is your guys' crew sheet.
Thank
yeah.
you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's start with your guys' rep. So you're getting 2 rep by default.
Okay.
If the target of the score is a higher tier than you, you take 1 rep per tier higher.
Wasn't this like 5?
It was pretty. Yeah, I mean, it was like 4 or
Hi.
5.
Yeah.
Like, how much rep did we just get? What? Nice. Wait. God.
Or well, no, the 5 is like the is like the government and the death wardens and stuff. I think for like just for like a regular noblewoman, I would probably put her closer to maybe 3 or 4.
That makes
I don't
sense.
know. I remember it had a level, I'm pretty sure. I
Um,
remember us talking about it. Like, it was I remember talking about it and knowing it was like higher. It's like, wow.
That might have just been because it was in. It's not White Claw. It's not White Claw. It's not called White Claw. What's
White Crown?
White Crown.
No,
No,
it's
we're
White
not
Claw
in-
now. It's White Claw.
It's all I fucking drink over there.
Everybody knows that there's no laws when you're drinking claws.
Listen, all the nobles just get white girl wasted and it's fine.
Yeah. No, the thing that you're thinking about is that most engagement roles suffer negative 2D due to the heavy blue coat patrols. That was part of your engagement. Yeah. And then for the purpose of generating heat, White Crown is considered hostile turf, which we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But for now, I think this woman was probably, like, just on her own, probably a tier 3.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think that with you guys still being, I think you guys are still tier 0?
0?
Yes. Haven't cheered up.
Yeah, you guys are tier 0. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you guys get 3 extra rep for that.
So, and we got 2 for getting it done.
Yeah, 2 for getting it
1
done.
for-
3. So I've already put your 5 rep in so far.
Okay. And the crew extra.
If you keep the operate, sorry, go ahead.
My bad, I got it confused. Ignore that.
Okay. If you keep the operation completely quiet so nobody knows about it, you earn 0 rep. I think for the most part you guys may have caused like a scene, but you didn't make it seem like, correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't make it seem like a heist was taking place. You just you just crashed a party as far as everybody else was concerned.
Yes. Yeah. By the way, TVHEADD is in the audience.
I see that.
In the table. I can move you up if you want, but up to you. Just let me know what you need. Like, he's typing in the embedded chat.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so I think that you guys kept it, I think you guys kept it relatively quiet. Like, you didn't make it like a big deal. There wasn't any fires started. The blue coats weren't called. Worst case scenario, there was just these weird people at a party. They snatched wigs off of folks and then left.
Yeah, those guys couldn't have possibly been the ones to rip off the noblewoman, because I mean, why would they make that much of a scene with the wig thing?
Right, exactly.
Who
So
would
I
do
think
that?
you're getting 0 rep for that.
I'm fine with it.
All right. Now let's talk about your coin that you earned. Now, whether or not you guys want to fence this item later is entirely up to you. But from what I believe TVHEADD pulled, I think you guys made off with 12 coin. I could be mistaken on that, but
I mean,
you
it was
guys,
a lot of stuff.
TVHEADD did make, or Cillian did make off with a lot of stuff. So that would fill all 4 spots in your in the crew's coin coffers, and still leave 8 left over to divide amongst yourselves.
Hot damn.
That'd be like 2 each.
That'd be 2
Worry
each,
about
yeah.
that in a second.
Yeah.
We can worry about that. Just mark down that that as individuals, you guys have 8 to split between each other. All right, let's talk about heat. As we know, Duskville is a city of prying eyes and informants. Anything that you do might be witnessed, and there's always evidence left behind. So let's see what kind of heat you guys pulled. We have our tiers. 0 heat is smooth and quiet with low exposure. 2 heat is contained with standard exposure. 4 heat is loud and chaotic with high exposure, and 6 is wild, devastating exposure. How do you guys feel you did as far as heat goes?
What was the first couple ones? Could you repeat those?
Smooth and quiet with low exposure, that would be 0 heat, and 2 heat is contained with standard exposure.
I think it was honestly the 0.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like, we really didn't cause that big of a commotion.
Yeah. Like, in terms of the actual heist itself,
Yeah, like, the robbing didn't cause any, like, issues at all. The only thing was the stage scene where we got the brooch, which that it is contained, so it could really be either. But I think it's like
there was also what happened with the high-ranking military officer right at the beginning. However, because we did have a nat 1 on the engagement.
That's true.
Yeah, no, that's probably 2 then. You're right.
Yeah, so I think it was like we contained it. Like you managed to talk your way through it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's evidence, like TVHEADD says, besides some eccentric guests, there's evidence that the lady's room was tossed out the window. We did toss out like the blankets and pillows and whatnot so that Cillian could get a softer landing, and so that we could drop the payload out the window.
That is true. You guys did leave a thrashed room.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say 2 then. Yeah.
I think 2 is perfectly acceptable. So we'll mark 2 heat for you guys. Add 1 heat for a high profile or well-connected target.
What? Yeah, just
go
ahead. There's not even a question on that.
Add 1 heat if the situation happened on hostile turf. Which, for heist, White Crown is considered.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then add 2 heat if killing was involved, which thankfully this time there wasn't.
There was
not this time.
All right. We don't have to worry about anybody being locked up. So that's good. Let's talk about our entanglements. So, you guys gained 4 heat for the total, for your total, which means that we need to make a fortune roll on a certain table to see what happens as a result. A 1 through 3 represents gang trouble or questioning. 4 through 5 reprisals or the unquiet dead, and a 6 is a show of force. Roll a number of dice equal to their wanted level. And use the result of the roll to select which sort of entanglement manifests. If wanted level is 0, which you guys are currently, roll 2 dice and keep the lowest result. So you guys have that on your side.
Oh, nice.
Good, okay.
So let's go ahead and pull this up. Engagement. 2D. Or 0D, technically.
2D's nuts.
2D's nuts. Roll it.
Oh. Whoa.
Oh, I clicked
Okay.
engagement. I clicked engagement. That is incorrect. That is, I thought it said entanglement, but that means that it is gang trouble or questioning. So let's see.
The timing on that musical cue when you said that.
Lord.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to say that we're going to say that since Aesyr is linked to Morrigan, which is Ace's backup character, we're going to say that Morrigan had sent some of the choir out for a low, relatively low stakes, like, you know, espionage deal. Try to listen in on some rich folks, see if they can dig up any dirt. Unfortunately, those kids make a mistake. They get caught in the act, and they are apprehended by bluecoats. So what's going to happen here is that Morrigan is now going to have to lay low for a little bit, and Morrigan is not going to be able to progress the clock on her own in the background.
That's fine.
So so as we discussed earlier, having Morrigan just kind of like after every heist add an extra slot to their project clock, it does not happen this time. And you will lose rep equal to your tier +1, so you guys are going to drop 1 rep.
What is rep again, if you could remind me?
Rep is your reputation. Once you get enough of it, you can make a claim for a specific kind of turf. It also helps you with some other mechanical things. Typically, once your rep goes up and you get that, then you have a chance of... You have to have your rep full, I believe, in order for... Or no, it's your crew XP. I think one of those will upgrade your tier.
Okay.
But rep mainly helps with you getting turf.
Gotcha. And then what is that exactly? I just need a refresher.
Oh, shit. I just completely got rid of all of your rep. I think you were right there. So your heat adds to your wanted level. If your heat maxes out, you get a wanted level 1, meaning that you guys are going to get more gruff from the blue coats. And the only way to get rid of that is if one of your gang members goes to jail.
Gotcha.
So as far as your heat goes and the entanglement goes, you guys made off relatively not terrible, thanks to your thanks to your 1.
Okay.
All right, and now we will move into downtime activities.
Okay.
So,
do we need to level our characters up? Did we do that?
We do. We haven't done our character level ups. Thank you for reminding me.
Well, I was excited for it. That's why I remembered.
All right. Well, you being excited, I'm going to say that you can be the first one we level up.
Awesome.
So let's talk about it. Every time you roll a desperate action, you mark XP in that action's attribute. I believe we did that during the session.
Yes, Resolve has one, so yeah.
Okay. So now we need to ask some questions, and if you did the thing, you get an XP, either in your playbook or in an attribute, or 2, if you did it multiple times. So,
okay.
Aesyr, did you address a challenge with deception or influence?
Yes. The military official and also the vomiting thing of like feigning ignorance.
Very good. I'll say that you get 2 XP for that.
Awesome. Where's the XP thing again?
So it's either the tracker that's right underneath where it says for you a subtle manipulation and manipulator.
Okay.
Yeah, it's either that track or any of the tracks for your insight, prowess, or resolve. So you got 2 spots or 2 points you can knock on there.
Okay, I'm gonna just put it into like the thing underneath it first as we like mark it down, and then I'll move it around.
Fair enough. Sounds good. All right. Next question. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
I would say using the choir, and especially with Nirix too. Like we're in the same field.
That's very true.
And the orphans also, I would say, like that's definitely like background / heritage. That's literally their entire thing in history with Morrigan.
Absolutely. Yeah. So then go ahead and give yourself 2 more XP.
Love that. Okay.
And did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the scene?
No traumas. What's my vice? I don't even remember my vice.
Your vice is pleasure, I believe. Yes.
Pleasure. Yeah, which I don't think I did.
I don't think you struggled with anything of that. So no XP there, but you still made off with 4.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yep. And then we'll do the XP for the whole crew once we get done with the individual ones too.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Deirdre Gray?
Okay,
let's talk about it.
Let's talk. I don't know if I'm like scrolling through. I don't think Deirdre did a desperate action.
I don't think you did either. I don't think you were really in a whole lot of positions where you had to make a desperate roll.
Yeah, no, it was all risky or controlled.
Mm-hmm.
So no desperate actions.
So did you address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
Technical skill certainly tinkered the necklace right off that lady, winky face.
You sure did.
Yeah, important to add
though. I did that, and that was more or less it.
All right, so you get 1 XP for that.
Yep. So 1 XP for that. And then
I'll go ahead and mark it on your sheet for you. I hear you typing.
Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, this is. I'm furiously taking notes for everyone.
Our wonderful note taker of the party.
Yes,
of all time.
Of all time. So did Deirdre express their beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
She did utilize her more noble heritage and background for infiltrating the theater next door.
That's true.
And for interacting with onlookers to kind of offer a little bit, to take a few more eyes off of Aesyr while talking to the military official.
That's true. Yeah, I would mark that as multiple times, so you get 2 XP for that.
Cool.
And did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas?
Didn't you have issues with the burns or something?
I was burned during that, but
I don't think it really impacted it.
Not really. I think when they ask about vice or traumas, it's literally like for Deirdre, it would be Deirdre's vice is weird. So if they struggled with anything weird, or if they had a trauma because they maxed out their stress bar and they had to deal with it, then you would get XP. But I think kind of like Ace, you get no XP in this section either.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it really wasn't like a prevalent issue.
Right. No, she burning things didn't come up. She wasn't happy about it, but it wasn't really a struggle because she had other things to be doing.
Correct.
She had other things to be doing, and equally, I feel like she understood that as much as she wanted to, is the worst idea possible.
Yeah.
Well, did we put another building on fire?
I don't think so.
I thought we did.
I think you planted like a smoke bomb, but I don't think you guys lit an actual fire.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't for like the points or anything. I just remembered that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh right, we did that.
I think that takes care of Deirdre.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, let's go on to Cillian, who we have TVHEADD here in the Discord chat Project Open Table, so we can talk through it with TV. So TV, I think I don't think the TV did some desperate actions for sure.
Yeah.
But I think they did enough to
Men.
where it added up to being able to level up one of their things like mid-game, if I'm not mistaken. TVHEADD can correct me on that if I'm wrong. So then we'll jump to the questions. Did Cillian address a challenge with stealth or evasion? I absolutely fucking would.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, there was the matter of getting into the window despite it having a security system on it.
Also sneaking between rooms.
Sneaking between rooms, sneakily getting the loot out.
Hey Gil, could you mark these for him?
I am doing that now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's going to be 2 XP for Cillian. Did Cillian express their beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
You can come along. Just don't think I'm sharing my swamp juice
I
with you.
don't know. Really.
I don't know.
There wasn't any situations where like he came up against like, oh, I could get out of this if I killed someone, because he only really got confronted by a fucking ghost.
Yeah, Cillian believes in no killing and stealth heist, so this was the perfect job for him. I would take that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah. So I think that's worthy of at least 1 XP.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least you're like heritage too. Like, you know, you grew up on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And so you probably had to steal a lot. It's at least worth the 1 XP, you're right.
Yeah, yeah. If you guys feel it's 2, I'll give them 2, but at least 1 for sure.
At the bare minimum 1, yeah.
Definitely one.
Okay. And then, did Cillian struggle with issues from their vice or traumas during the session? I don't think so.
Does Cillian have vice? What is Cillian's vice?
Stupor.
Oh, yeah.
Getting absolutely fuckered up, as they say.
I remember because you were supposed to help me with that at one thing, and you just fucked off. Still giving Cillian side-eye for that.
Yeah, Cillian gets drunk, but no drinking on the job is what TVHEADD says.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so and Cillian doesn't have any trauma, so we are good there. And I think that covers Cillian. And Mopsy isn't here, but we will go ahead and upgrade them just to make sure we get everybody covered. So for Maddy Sharpe, I can probably make this just a scotch bigger. There we are. Okay. They have 2 experience marked in insight, so they've done some desperate stuff for sure. Did Maddy address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem? Yeah.
Yeah.
The
The mayhem of the fast acting emetic.
Yeah, the fast acting emetic and also like ripping wigs
Getting
off of
that-
people.
And actually making that a medic too, honestly. Like actually spiking the drinks like stealthily.
Yeah. So do you guys think that's 1 or 2 XP for Maddy?
Probably 2.
Okay.
See two. I think it could really go either way. It's still not like weird in between.
Yeah. I'll be a kind, benevolent GM and say 2.
Yeah.
All right. Did Maddy express their beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
They're
Matching
both-
wigs count? Like,
I think so, actually.
no. I don't think.
No, I mean, Maddy has presented her belief that basically everyone should be poisoned, including us.
I mean, that's
I think
valid.
Like, she's
No,
really
actually,
on
yeah.
top of making sure that is like, look, we got to poison someone. It's
Yeah, poison is her belief. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fits.
Yeah. So how many XP just for the one for the
That's a
purely
+1.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
we can't double dip on the wigs.
Yeah, no. And struggled with issues from vice or traumas. I don't think they did. I think their vice is weird, but I don't think wig snatching counts.
No.
No, that's kind of a normal activity, if anything.
Yeah, that's a common occurrence for Maddy, I think. I think
I
that's
don't
very
know. If
fair
I
to say.
saw a rich asshole man in front of me, I'd steal his wig. the toupee would be flown.
Look, he's flying. All right, so that takes care of individual advancement, but let's advance you guys as a crew because you guys are halfway to XP up.
Shoot.
All right, so let's see. Did you guys execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation? I 100% agree you did.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. So you'll get an XP for that. Did you contend with challenges above your current station?
100%.
Yeah. We went from like a really low job to that. I think it was a little higher than we were expecting.
I'll give you guys 2 on this purely because of the 3 of you dealing with the social aspect of all these people who are like nobles and stuff. But also for Cillian by himself, you know, having to deal with a vault ghost essentially, which is probably not something he was expecting.
Yeah, honestly, Cillian just deserves to bring us that 1 point. Literally. Yeah, no, that's valid. Yeah, he made that situation not go as horrible as it could.
Right. Next question. Did you guys bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one?
I think we bolstered it. I mean, we got 5 rep, right? -1, so 4 rep.
Yeah. And your crew's reputation is strange. So working with a ghost, I think, counts for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the ghost, definitely.
And did you guys express the goals, drives, inner conflicts, or essential nature of the crew?
I'd say so. It was a very the Stranger's plan. It's like, okay, we're gonna poison this lady, get her to vomit all over the place. One of us is gonna be waiting in the bathroom for her and act as a comforting force while robbing her blind.
Yeah, it's kind of eccentric. I don't know how other people would have went about that.
While we have another guy just ransacking the bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's super valid. Which means, you guys have filled up your crew XP.
Oh, shit.
So let's talk about what that means when the crew advances. When your crew fills up all the XP marks on the tracker, we clear it and you guys take either a new special ability or you can mark 2 upgrade boxes, which these upgrades can be spent for new things that could make you guys even better. And I have the rule book here streaming in Discord.
Okay, let me look real quick. Sorry, TVHEADD, I can't see your chat messages for a second.
So we can work on that later, or you can let's see, here's go ahead.
So it's pick a crew upgrade or 2 abilities.
Yeah, you pick a crew upgrade or you take 2 upgrade boxes because some of the because some things require multiple boxes. Like mastery, which means that your crew has access to master level training and your action ratings can now go up to 4, but it costs 4 upgrade boxes to unlock.
Ah, okay, I see.
By the way, TVHEADD says we need a fence.
We do need a fence.
You guys do need a fence.
I think that actually probably is the priority, if anything.
Yeah.
I think we even talked about that a little bit last time too.
Yeah.
Is that a crew upgrade?
There is a cohort. A cohort is a gang or a single expert NPC who works for your crew. For all the details on cohort, see the following pages. Some other upgrades. There's a boathouse. There's a carriage house. Hidden lair, which you guys already have. Mastery, you can get a quality upgrade, which improves the quality rating of all of your guys' items of a specific type. You can take quarters, where your lair includes living quarters for the crew. Secure lair, your crew has locks, alarms, and traps to thwart intruders. You can take another training upgrade. How you guys have prowess training, you can take another one if you want. You can get Vault, which increases your storage capacity for coin up to 8. Or you can take Workshop, where your lair has a workshop appointed with tools and tinkering, blah, 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 blah. Also, Shadows have special crew upgrades as well. And will share those here and list them off for the audience. Thief rigging, you guys already have. Underground maps and passkeys, you guys already have. And then there's elite rooks, where all of your cohorts with the rook type get +1d to quality rolls. And then same thing for elite skulks. And then finally, steady. Each PC gets +1 stress box. It costs 3 upgrades to unlock, not just 1.
Let's see.
So you have a couple options as far as upgrades go, or you can just bank the 2 boxes and potentially spend them later.
So I want to bring up something. I personally don't have anything interested. I'm not interested in anything in the shadow upgrades, but in the other one, it was that cohort one. That could be a fence. What about Needle? That high-end fence person. Remember that we talked about?
Yes, but Needle is currently working for another gang. And that's why that situation was different, because you guys would have to actually go and either convince him or do something to make him switch sides. Whereas this is just like you find somebody that isn't affiliated with any of this stuff and be like, hey, you're working for us now. And they go, all right. So that it's a little bit different as far as this goes.
We already have Hidden Layer, right?
Yeah, we already have Hidden Layer and Training Prowess.
Yes. Cohort is not a bad idea, or I think maybe Workshop also is not a bad idea.
Yeah, we do have 2 alchemists, or 2 leeches rather.
Yeah,
on the team.
It's not a bad idea. I think even Quarters is also not a bad idea.
Yeah, TVHEADD says, I think also Workshop with 2 leeches.
Yeah. Who knows? And someone might make another backup character that's a leech. You never know.
You never know.
I'm gonna make a cutter. I'm gonna work on cutter. It's fine.
Yeah, I'd be cool with crew upgrade Workshop.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea, especially since we do have the 2 leeches. I think it's definitely one of the ones that are more priority. I'd say that my top ones is Workshop, at least my top votes. Workshop, Quarters, and Secure Lair are the ones that like pique my interest the most. I don't also with the store, at least with the vault, is also a good, interesting one, but not like this one. I think that's one we should get at some point, but not a priority.
Yeah.
TV says he likes Cohort and Workshop.
Okay.
TVHEADD is typing something else. I'm waiting with bated breath.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Wait, what's the one where it's a box upgrade that is called Fence? I don't know if
that is on your guys' claims.
Oh, yes.
I believe
the Loyal Fence
yes.
claim.
Yeah.
And those are things that we can like unlock by doing jobs, right? The claims.
Yes. Or if you want to just shortcut the process, you can go and this is what I believe. I'd have to check the rules again, but what I believe is that when you max out your rep, then you get a turf, which would be like one of these blank ones, which could then open up to, getting one of these other ones later, or you can get any of the ones that are connected. It's just if you want to get one that isn't connected, it would be a little bit harder to do, and you would probably have to do a mission for.
Cool.
But I would have to look over the rules again just to make entirely sure of how that works.
So are we gonna do Workshop? What are you thinking, Catfish?
I think Workshop would be fun.
Okay, workshop it is.
Oh yeah,
Workshop
yeah,
it
I
is.
agree. I agree, TVHEADD. Yeah, I was looking at it just now. Yeah, we definitely should get it at some point, but for the specific thing, workshop.
All
Yeah.
right. Your lair has a workshop equipped with tools for tinkering and alchemy, as well as a small library of books, documents, and maps. You may accomplish long-term projects with these assets without leaving your lair.
Sick.
All right. Very good. Good work, you guys.
About to make some new explosives. I know
Moving
that.
on up.
Does it cost 2 upgrade points? That's what TV had just said. I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, crew
either
upgrades take it's either 2 upgrade points or a or 2 abilities or 1 crew upgrade.
Oh, one more thing to mention.
Oh.
Every time the crew advances, each PC gets stash equal to the crew tier plus 2 to represent profits generated by the crew as they've been operating.
What does that mean?
So everybody is going to get 2 coin in their stash section of their individual character sheets, which I just put Cillian's in, and I'm putting Maddy's in now. And remember, you guys still have 8 coin to divide amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so coin. So we have 2 in our stash, is what
Correct.
you said, right? Cool. And I'm just gonna put 2 coin down for now. I did not want to put 4.
You guys want to just split it evenly 2 apiece from the heist? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll put 2 in Cillian's as well, and I'll put 2 in Maddy's.
I think that's just fair.
All right. Now that we've covered advancement, we've made sure everything was buttoned up to the T, it is time to move back into our downtime actions. So, if anybody has anything that they would like to do as their downtime action, everybody's going to get 2, and we'll just do everybody's first one, and then we'll do everybody's second one.
Awesome.
Cool.
Can you put this sheet just somewhere that I can not see it that well? I'm blind. My stigmatism compels me.
Here, I'll try to...
Thank you.
There you go.
There we go.
So
Let
fire
me
and
hide this, and that might help.
Nice. What's train again?
Train basically means that you are going to mark 1 XP on the XP track for an attribute or playbook advancement. And if you have the appropriate crew training upgrade unlocked, you mark an additional one. Like for you guys,
prowess,
it would be
right?
prowess, yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. So we will put 2 in. Okay, I see.
Yes. So
I don't need to roll it. Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
So you can spend your downtime action to add an XP into either one of your attributes or to your actual playbook itself.
Okay, cool. So wait, or sorry, the actual playbook itself, I zoned out, unfortunately.
Yes. It can go into an attribute or the playbook itself. And since you guys have prowess training, if you chose prowess, you can put 2 XP there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so who wants to do their first downtime?
Deirdre will recover.
Okay. You do have a clock already for healing?
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, if you would like to go ahead and give me, let me see the recover one. So you roll, the healer would roll Tinker, which you guys are basically, since Maddy has the Physiker special ability, you guys will get add an extra die to their healing treatment rolls. So for Maddy, it would be 3. And I'm just gonna roll that for her since it's technically she's the one doing it. Maddy can heal everybody except herself.
Oh,
Gotcha.
awesome.
3, and we'll just do risky standard for the heal, and we'll see what happens. Well, that's way too many.
That's so many dice.
We're gonna ignore that. I think I fucked up somewhere. Oh, modifier, that's why. So we just need to add an extra 1. Okay. Try it now.
Yes.
That's better.
Hey.
All right, a 6. You get to fill 3 segments, which actually fills that particular clock.
Oh, good.
So I'm just going to delete this clock, and what's going to happen to you, Deirdre, is that...
Sorry, continue.
All of your harm is going to be bumped down a tier, and if you have one that's a tier 1, then it's gone completely. So you are no longer dazed, and your burned now becomes a 1 harm.
Oh, awesome.
Which is good because it's less effect instead of
-1 die.
Instead of -1 die, correct.
Awesome.
All right.
Oh.
Good move. Who would like to go next?
Can you go back to the list real quick?
I sure can.
If TVHEADD knows what he wants to do, he can go. I just need to see what. Okay, so long-term project acquire asset. Would that be like the fence? Something like that?
Acquire asset. You gain the temporary use of an asset, which could be a special item, a cohort, a vehicle, or a service, which typically is the duration of 1 score.
Okay.
And you can also, an asset can also be acquired for standby use in the future. So you could, like it says in the example, you can hire a gang to guard your lair, for example, and they'll stick around until after the first serious battle, or until a week goes by and they lose interest.
Fair enough. Cool. Can you scroll back up to the...
I sure can.
Thank you. I don't need to worry about stress or harm at all, right?
You don't have any stress and you don't have any harm. No, you're good.
And I don't, because of that, I don't have to indulge my vice, right?
Yeah, you don't have to indulge your vice at all.
Okay, so I don't have to indulge vice or recover.
Correct.
So really my options are train and long-term project and acquire asset, but I'm not really interested in doing that. Where's that Morrigan clock?
The Morrigan clock is right here, training the children. It is currently filled halfway.
How many is it in total? I'm trying to find it on...
I have it pulled up on screen. It is an 8-segment clock, and you have 4 filled.
8-segment clock. Okay. I can roll for that.
Okay, yeah. So then you would roll an attribute that we feel would further that along.
Whoops. Let me click that. Okay. So an attribute that will further along.
Yeah, whatever attribute you think would work best for helping progress the training of the choir.
So attribute, is it the insight, prowess, resolve, or one of the specific ones, just to confirm?
Oh no, you roll one of your actions. My apologies. You roll one of your actions.
Okay, so
the attributes is for vice.
Gotcha. Cool. So if that's the case, I'd say consort or sway, since it's like what we're trying to get them to do.
Yeah.
Is learning how to get information and be able to manipulate social situations.
I will say that sway is influencing with guile, charm, or argument, and consort is socializing with friends and contacts. So I think consort would be the best fit here.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, let's do consort. So just roll.
Yeah, you just roll consort and we see what happens.
Okay, position effect?
It's risky standard. There's no position effect for this.
And no modifier?
No.
Okay, we have to add notes to these, though. To give you
No, I'm getting it all down. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, we gotta start using the flavor text, as we see with indulgent homosexual tendencies.
Okay. Oh!
Woof!
Oh no!
We did not buff the children.
Critically failed at buffing the children.
So you don't necessarily fail, but it's because a 1 through 3 is right? 1 segment, correct?
Yeah, it's just 1. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. So you fill 1 segment on that clock. TVHEADD, TV Head says, I think since Cillian, we're going to say Cillian is going to fuck off for a heist and heal up, then maybe his downtimes are both going towards advancing the gang in some kind of way. Okay.
Will someone, buddy, please think of the children?
We did, and oh well.
Failed horribly.
No children buffing to that's no. I'm gonna stop myself there.
Smart.
Yeah, I figured as much. All right, so TV Head is typing.
Yes. Since what should we do about Mopsy since she's not here? Just not do them, or
We can do Mopsy's the next time we come back, or we can do it off air.
yeah, okay, cool. I would say, if she's not here, can we steal them for ourselves?
That would be evil. I'll almost allow it.
Almost allow it.
Almost.
She's not here.
So if I can advance a clock on a project or something. So the current 2 projects that are going on is Morrigan's training the children and Deirdre's better fire oil that doesn't immediately explode when it comes into contact with air.
Oh, right, that. Yeah, I forgot about that somehow.
I will say Cillian does have connections to Morrigan.
That's
right?
very true. Cillian also has connections to Morrigan.
It would make sense if you were helping that, especially with like stealth and whatnot. It would make sense.
Yeah.
Also, fire oil. It could really go either way.
It really could, yeah.
Cillian being the stealthy, no-killing type of person, I feel like maybe just morally would not assist with the delayed ignition fire oil. We did talk. So also, Deirdre, weren't we talking about making some kind of quote radios for heists? That was a thing that we had. That was a thing that we had discussed.
And also, I will say, for funsies, the podcast that I listened to prep myself for this campaign, it was a Blades in the Dark actual play, and there was a backup character that came in, and when he left, he was like, fuck it, I'm going to start my own crew. And so they made a project clock for that guy being able to start his own crew, and now there's like 2 crews in that same campaign.
That's pretty funny.
Except the backup character is actively working against the main crew, which is hilarious. It's great. If I can remember the name of that podcast, or if anybody knows it, I'll definitely shout them out for the potential use of that idea.
Yeah.
If we want to start on that, maybe the first part of the clock could be Cillian going and quote finding some hard to find components. I think that's fair.
Yeah, and like since we have the workshop, we can start doing, the research into making this. I think would be like
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair. So
sounds like they're going to start a long-term project alongside Deirdre to make these communication devices. So let's go ahead and create a new clock. We will title it New Comms. And I'm going to say that this is going to be relatively tricky because it's not impossible to do, but it's going to be rough. Whereas, creating better fire oil was like a 6 slice thing. I'm going to say creating comms is going to be a 10.
Okay.
It's our highest one thus far. Children was 8.
Yep. So with that, we need to see. So we already know what they're going to do. They're going to go and try to find some hard to find components. I will pull up Cillian's thing. Cillian, what action would you like to use to roll to start this clock off? Prowl, of course. All right. No modifiers, risky standard. Let me make sure the rolls is open and let's see it.
6.
Yeah, that's pretty
Jesus.
good.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
Oh man,
6 and 2 5s. That's insane.
that is pretty wild. That is pretty wild. A critical would have given 5 segments. I would have filled up half the clock immediately.
What's your
But
critical again?
it's 2 6s.
Just like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, but if you're rolling with the 2, but take the lowest one, then it wouldn't count for that. But
Yeah.
as long as you roll with multiple dice and you get 2 6s, that's a critical. With that one exception. But with the 6, Cillian will fill in 3 of those clocks.
Nice.
So 30%
So
done.
great.
All right, good stuff. All right, who's next to take their second downtime action?
Let's see. Deirdre can come back around to the top here with it, and this is like so. Cillian just like pops in with like a fucking big sack of like equipment. It's just like, hey, got the parts. It's just like, Deirdre, what parts for the comms? Oh, right. Yep. No, that. I'm researching that. Yeah, of course. So,
Of course.
that's a thing I said I was going to do. Yeah, so she's going to be start crabbing on this. Say, oh, apparently Asher told me you needed these specifically. Cillian says, and so you're like, right. You know, no longer dazed and confused from the fucking flashbang or whatever, or grenade that she did. So she is going to do some I'd say some tinkering, right?
All right, yeah, you want to move that right along?
Yeah, let's move that right along since we're doing it.
Yeah, give me a tinker.
All right. Risky standard
Yep.
or cool. Inventing radio.
Oh, nice.
There's a success. There's 3 more slices. All right, you guys are 60% done with new comms. That was
Hell
quick. All right, who is next?
I will go. I need to look at my thing again real quick, though.
Let me scroll back up to the options.
Thank you. Oh. I am thinking maybe training, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna work on that project again. I have 3 more left, right, for that?
For that one, yes, you have 3 more slices for training the children.
Honestly, we'll just do that.
Okay.
See if we can hopefully we can round it out. Consort.
Consorts.
I'm gonna stop giving you names.
Damn. That's
I
just
misspelled
one more
electric,
slice.
Just,
All
buffing the
right.
children too.
And then TVHEADD, you would you like to do, you said you originally you wanted to make your other downtime action to help the kids. Do you still want to do that, or do you want to work on the new project again?
I would say with the kids, Morrigan is normally supposed to be working on it passively. But yeah, help the kids works.
Help the kids. All right. So we're going to make sure we have training the children open. And if I recall correctly, that, yeah, you just need to get a 4 or 5 on this roll to cinch this down. What action would you like to use to help the kids?
No, I'll go TVHEADD. We were training them in being like little
Little
My
spies,
words,
basically.
Little spies.
Yeah, little
So
spies, yeah.
consort,
Like
sway,
giving
prowl.
information. Yeah. So yeah, I would say I've been doing consort because I've been doing the social stuff. But stealth isn't. Yeah, I would
little
say
spies need to lurk better.
They do need to
so yeah,
lurk better.
prowl.
All right, that's fair. You're giving them a master class on how to sneak around. I think that's totally fair. Let's go ahead and see how that plays out. With a 4, that is a partial success, which means those last 2 clock slices fill in, and the children are now trained. So, what that means...
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah. Our children's gonna become a fence.
I don't think a fence.
I know. I just saw the chance to make that joke and I took it.
But
what were you thinking?
I was thinking that they are now like their own cohort, essentially. So
Either their own cohort, or I mean, honestly, the choir could just be an organization that does that specifically.
yeah,
You
a
know how you're
cohort.
bringing up the gang.
Yeah, they're an organization that works with you guys to help you gather more information. So we can,
it is essentially another crew. Essentially, like we wouldn't play as them, but
you could do that if you wanted to. I think that'd be fun. But
Yeah, we could do the little orphan session.
oh my god, we do like kids on bikes or something.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious.
Like different weird colored named children.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that by training the children into being like little spies and stuff, I think that I honestly think that that unlocks them as a smaller organization that you guys can get bonuses on your stuff.
Yeah,
So-
and like I would say, like Morrigan just runs it. Like she's like the sole person who does it. Like that's her main thing.
Yeah.
And she helps out when needed.
So let's see. Cohort is a gang or an expert who works for your crew. To recruit a new cohort. It says spend 2 upgrades, but you guys did a whole project clock. I think I'm going to allow that.
Yeah.
And we're going to label them as a quote gang.
The choir is a gang.
Yes. So let me see if there's something in here that I need to cohorts. Look at that. We're going to add a new cohort. How about that?
Hell yeah.
We need to edit them though. They are going to be the choir.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then we need to choose a gang type from the list below. They're adepts, which are scholars, tinkerers, occultists, and chemists. Rooks, which are con artists, spies, and socialites. Rovers, sailors, carriage drivers, and deathland scavengers. Skulks, which are scouts, infiltrators, and thieves. And thugs, who are killers, brawlers, and roustabouts. I think the idea that of the choir would fit into either skulks or rooks.
Yes.
I'll say rooks, honestly. Like spies and espionage more than like actual stealing. Like they're out getting information.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Yeah, it's like weird because like of how much of like an umbrella term spy is, but like scouts, infiltrators, and thieves are much more specific. Rooks kind of makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree.
Because yeah, we do the thieving, and they collect info.
So you guys are choosing rooks as your gang type?
Yeah. How do we? Oh my God, that's beautiful. TV had said every church needs a choir.
Oh, that's
It's
so
perfect.
good.
Hey, Jill, you remember that idea I told you
I
about
do
the
now.
nun?
Yeah,
That was going to be a cutter.
yeah, I remember.
But yeah, I did mention that to you guys. You know, the cutter I'm making is a nun who runs like a convent of sorts. It's complicated. It was a complicated idea. It's essentially like a hideaway place for people who need to lay low.
Oh, like
But
capital
like-
C convent. I see the con artist
I
nun.
I didn't think of that, but that's great.
Okay, so now that we have our rooks, or gang of rooks, the choir, we need to give them edges and flaws. So you guys can choose 1 or 2 edges, and then you have to choose an equal number of flaws depending on what number you picked. Our edges are fearsome, which they're terrifying in aspect and reputation. Independent, they can be trusted to make good decisions and act on their own initiative in the absence of direct orders. Loyal, they cannot be bribed or turned against you. And tenacious, the cohort won't be deterred from a task. So you can pick 1 or 2 of those.
The third one was the one that I definitely think we want. Loyal, yeah.
I think loyal makes sense given what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so definitely that one at least. The other one, independence, the other one, I think that might be useful, but I want to look at the flaws first.
Yeah, so whenever you choose, if you only choose 1 edge, then you only have to pick 1 flaw. If you take 2 edges, you have to pick 2 flaws. Our flaws are principled. The cohort has ethic or values that they won't betray. Savage, the cohort is excessively violent and cruel. Unreliable, the cohort isn't always available due to other obligations, stupefaction from their vices, etc. And wild, the cohort is drunken, debauched, and loudmouthed.
A lot of those could fit children.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I don't see savage really being it. Yeah, maybe unreliable because they got to wake up for school in the morning or something. I don't know. But I think principled actually kind of makes sense because, like, okay, there's going to be things we can't ask them to do, and we wouldn't ask them to do because they're kids.
Yeah, I say that one definitely for the flaw.
Okay.
I would say at the very least, loyal and principled. The only other one of the edges I like is independent, because that's actually not that harmful.
But you would have to choose a second flaw if you took that.
That's fair.
And it's just one of those things where the others just don't like make sense to me.
I mean, unreliable makes sense because, you know, children.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
but like in practice, what does that mean? Like, you know, Unreal shows just like we would do a roll during like the preparation phase to see if they'll help us rather than they would just help us. Like, what is?
I think that's kind of how that works. When you send a cohort to achieve a goal, you roll their quality, which will always be equal to your guys' tier. And so to see how that goes, or a PC can oversee the maneuver by leading a group action. If you direct a cohort with orders, you roll command. If you participate in the action alongside the cohort, you roll the appropriate action. The quality of any opposition relative to the cohort's quality affects the position and effect of the action. So essentially, you're using them to do things either on the job or in the background while you guys are doing downtime stuff.
okay. Gotcha.
There is an example here, like an in-game example. The Bloodletters want to run the grinders out of the alley where they're selling Spark. They send their gang of thugs to go kick the grinders out. GM rolls 2D for the thug's quality and gets a 3. An hour later, the thugs come back beaten and bloody. One of them looks sheepish. Those guys are tough, boss. GM inflicts harm on the cohort and they failed their goal. The next day, a person goes back and leads a group action, rolling 3D on their skirmish alongside the thugs 2D. RC gets a 6 this time. They beat the tar out of the grinders and send them packing, at least for now. So that's kind of how you would use a cohort in the game.
Gotcha.
So therefore, you could also potentially use the choir as a way to gather information.
Yeah.
Yes, which is kind of was the idea for me in the first place, was that.
Yeah. So do you guys want to leave the choir as is with loyal and principled?
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Okie dokie.
And
I will say,
TVHEADD says, I just love the idea of these hard-ass little kids who are so loyal they could never be bought out and have the absolute best manners. Ma didn't teach us like that. We're good kids.
I will say, Aesyr calls Morrigan father. So
yeah, okay, ma, pa, whatever.
but also we need to remember that father is a trained sniper. They're not gonna go against that.
I bet the Morrigan is a little soft on them in their older age.
No. 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 A former military woman.
Very good.
Former
yeah.
military sniper. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, no, loyal principal. We are.
I would describe her like a Russian grandmother. Like she's harsh and strict, and she does care and will do things for them. Like she's not like abusive, but she's cold. But she's not nice. Like she'll do anything for them, but she doesn't like. She's not the sweetest person.
Yeah. Question.
Answer.
Gil.
Daily double.
Just because like I actually don't know. Where can we see the long-term clocks?
If you click on actors and you open up the thing that says the strangers, it should be the items that are underneath. I don't know why that's coming here. Can we move it down? Okay, it's by alphabetical order, I guess. So I'm gonna rename this. Can you? It's a great question.
Yeah, I don't
configure ownership. Oh, that's why. Here, observer, change.
Oh, okay.
Configure ownership, observer, change, and configure ownership, observer, change.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to move all these back out of your guys' folder of the strangers, and it should just be right there floating in its own space. And actually,
awesome.
Training the children, I can delete now because it's full.
Hell yeah.
Yes, we did that shit.
We did. All right. Everybody has done their 2 standard downtime actions. Does anybody want to spend coin to do a third?
Oh, wow.
Because that is an option. Let me just make sure that it is something, if there's like a certain amount that you can do that. A PC can make time for more than 2 activities at a cost. Each additional activity from the list costs 1 coin or 1 rep.
Mm.
So you can do as many as you want as long as you got the coin and the rep to do it.
Okay.
So with that, does anybody want to do a third?
Ooh, let me check my. Yeah. Deirdre's gonna spend a coin to indulge a vice. She's got like 6 out of 9 stress.
You know what? That's super valid. Yeah, I would.
Can we spend a rep for radios? You can. I'm down for it. I support it. What's a rep again? I forgot.
It's your crew reputation.
Okay.
Which would slow down you guys being able to claim turf.
Oh yeah, do it. I don't think we need more turf right now.
But yeah, so that's stress rolls. That's indulging my vice.
Mm-hmm. You will be using your weakest quality to do so.
Okay.
Which
and
for
so
you would be your resolve.
Okay. So I will go ahead and
you will roll 1d.
Yep, 1d. So.
And what did you spend? Did you spend coin or rep?
A coin.
Okay.
Just from her own private stash.
You got it.
And yeah, Deirdre's gonna she's gonna go for it.
Oh,
look at that!
Oh my!
Okay.
Didn't expect that.
So, Deirdre, you have cleared all of your stress. Exactly all of your stress.
Oh my god!
I don't know where to click to get rid of that. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Oh!
I'm glad you didn't have 5 stress because that means you would have overindulged.
Holy shit. I forgot about overindulgence.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Aesyr learned about overindulgence.
Right.
Okay, very good. Does anybody else want to spend coin for a third?
TVHEADD was talking about spending a rep for the radios.
Oh, it's spending a point of rep so you can work on that project again?
Yes, TV had said that specifically.
Okay. I'll allow that.
I don't take glory for other people's ideas.
And then
if Deirdre wants to roll, we can.
Deirdre wants to roll. Yeah.
you want me to roll it? Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Ace, you're good with us spending a rep to do so.
Oh yeah, I said already. Yeah, I don't mind.
Hell yeah.
I had to ask what the rep was first. We don't need more first. Like we are just starting. Let's give
we might need to buy the choir a bass at some point.
Okay, so then what I will do is I will remove 1 rep.
Okay.
Once it, come on, work with me here. I'll figure it out later. We'll remove 1 rep. There we go, like that. And Deirdre, you can make the roll in Cillian's stead.
Okay.
To work on new comms.
Sounds good. We're going to tinker.
Tinker it.
Tinker it, and
yeah, because of the workshop.
Because of the workshop.
Yeah.
Ayo.
Ayo. Come over here. That's very good. That's very good because
a 6 over here. That's genius. Wait.
6 is 3 segments. We are 1 segment away from having comms.
Nice.
Not the calm over here. That's such a good one.
That is very good. Excellent.
Thank you.
This pun sparks joy. We will keep it.
All right. Aesyr, did you want to do a 3rd downtime action?
I'm questioning it actually. 1 second. Okay.
Pull up the list.
Thank you.
Zoom in.
Enhance image.
Enhance.
Well, what?
All right, here we go.
And it's what costs us a coin, right?
A coin or a rep.
Okay, I'll spend a coin to train.
Very good. What are you training?
I didn't think that far. I want to put a point into my slide as a whole for special abilities.
Excellent.
I'm working towards it. Did you do it already?
I just did it.
Awesome. I almost clicked it myself and I was like, I don't remember doing that.
Okay.
Also,
all right. Does anybody want to do a 4th? You guys can keep going as long as you got the coin and the rep to spend.
It looks like TVHEADD is going to spend 1 coin on legitimately acquiring the last parts for the radios. Cillian really wants these radios to happen.
Oh my god.
Okay. So that will be working towards the long-term project, so that will still require a roll.
Doesn't, no matter what, you complete it?
Pretty much, yeah.
I was about to say, does it
That
matter
is true.
to
It is
roll?
pretty. It is pretty much just whatever.
We could still roll just to see what it would have been.
If you want to, if TVHEADD's cool with it.
Are you cool?
But
with
otherwise,
it,
we don't need to. We can just check.
What's the fun in
we can
that?
just check that bitch off and call it a night.
Oh, yeah. She said, "Oh, sure, let's do a roll, I guess." Just for fun.
Just for fun. Just for fun.
For funsies.
I'm gonna say that, yeah, with the coin that Cillian finds the final parts, but maybe they're like high-end, very valuable things, so he has to be sneaky when he's taking them back to the lair.
Right.
I think that's something I can bullshit.
Hell yeah.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
even think we need to bullshit it, but either way, let's do it.
There's the critical. There's the critical.
There's the crit.
There's the crit.
Why?
He fucking stole gold wires from like one of the electric towers.
TVHEADD just said premium bullshit here.
So are you telling me that the one critical success we've had thus far, we can't even fucking use?
Correct. That is good. That is exactly what I'm telling you. Yes. Congratulations. Good job, you guys. Round of applause. Round of applause in chat
I shouldn't have spoke up about that.
for
Never mind.
burning the only critical success rolled in this campaign so far on bullshit.
Oh, beautiful.
Listen,
That's just how it goes.
That's just how it goes.
it's honestly not even like the worst bullshit thing I think I've done in a tabletop.
It really
That
isn't.
one, the waffles from Kids on Bike haunt me to this day.
Yeah, you guys made like somebody made like perfect waffle by rolling a d4 and with exploding dice getting like a 36 or something.
Yeah,
That was
it
funny.
insane.
That was
Yeah,
funny as
and-
fuck.
Yeah, and you literally like it was like the most like run down shit possible, like using toothpicks to hold it above a thing because the thing was broke. And somehow you made a magnum opus of a fucking waffle with that crit.
Yeah. So let's talk about your guys' new comms.
Yeah.
Deirdre, you're kind of like the mastermind who was putting all the pieces together that Cillian was fetching for you. Tell me what these look like. How do they work?
Okay, so they are a little bit. They're a little bit on the bulky side. I imagine they probably would take up like one whole slot in our inventories to carry.
Okay.
But basically a bit of a basically a literal black box that you can tune to a few like just like 4 or 5 like fixed frequencies, so we
Okay.
can. It's like, and it's like, okay, here's everybody's. They all have a number on them, 1 through 4, and that's the who you tune to like communicate with that person.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would, because otherwise, I felt that otherwise, since there's all of this electromagnetic nonsense going on out there, if we just had open channels that weren't tuned to specific devices, then we just pick up a lot of electromagnetic interference and ectoplasmatic terror on the waves.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
can't. So therefore, we can't have basically a group chat, but we can
For lack of a
quickly
better
quickly turn the dial to communicate with specific people and relay information.
That makes sense. Would they be really bulky, or how big would you say? Like would we be able to hide them on our bodies?
Yeah, like hide them on your body. Like it would like take up like maybe like an entire fanny pack or something. Like
Okay.
that's kind of how I'm imagining it. Honestly, I didn't expect this to get done this session, so I
don't think anybody
this up
was.
on the fly.
I don't think
None
anybody
of us were
was.
expecting.
I had forgotten about that clock since we could only see the clocks like as of a few minutes ago.
Also, that fire oil, huh? We started last time. It's not barely any work done.
Yeah, like
Like a
TV says,
fairly
like
large
like a fairly large belt pouch.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe like a little cube-like thing with an antenna or something that has like buttons on it. My new fidget cube.
It's just like, so how do you power this thing? Don't ask.
You don't want to.
You do not.
Probably just look at them and be like, do you want to learn the basics of being an electrician? Because that's what it's gonna need.
It's like kind of like it's like electricity. It's like half electricity. Let's go with that. It's half. It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. Call it the sneaky talkie, the sneaky chatty. It's a sneaky chatty.
Sneak chat.
Yeah. I am adding the item Stranger Comms into everybody's inventories.
Hey.
Crystal
Okay.
radios on steroids.
Sneaky chatty. There we go.
All right. With that, is that all of the downtime actions we are going to take for now?
I think so. I don't think there's anything else we really need to worry about.
Everybody else set?
Other than Mopsy's, obviously.
Yeah.
We'll just have to worry about that another time.
Yeah.
TVHEADD is good. Catfish, you good?
Yeah. No, that was the most downtime we've ever done.
It was. You guys had the resources for it, and you got some pretty cool things done. So with that, I think that is a great time for us to move to our intermission.
Nice. Did you mark one coin off of Cillian's sheet?
I did, yes.
Okay, cool.
All right. TVHEADD's just kind of floating there in space. So with that, we will get back to it. Yeah, let's just say at top of the hour we'll get the dice rolling again. I'm gonna step up, grab a drink, use the bathroom, whatever. Everybody else is encouraged to do so as well. I will be back in a couple minutes to just kind of hang out and chat, and then at the top of the hour we'll get the dice rolling again with some free play, some character scenes, whatever these guys want to get up to. And maybe we'll discover what the next heist will be.
Yeah.
So we will see you guys momentarily.
Stop this.
Now I'm gonna fix TV. TV head's just kind of floating. Put TV head over here. And move them behind the table. There we go. It looks like TV Head's just kind of leaning into frame going, "Fuck'd you say about me? What you talking about?" In fact, here, I'm gonna shift him over a little bit and then excuse me. I'm gonna rotate him just a little bit, like, "Fuck'd you say?" Just kind of peeking in. Heard y'all were talking shit. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes. Still got about 7 minutes before we start rolling the dice again, which would be a perfect time to once again go through what I got coming up for this month of November. Next Saturday, like I said, it's kind of undetermined when I'm going to be home. I will be attending, there's an event, and I don't even feel bad about saying what it is or where it is, because I doubt I'll get recognized by fucking anybody. But let me check it just to make sure. I know my wife had already bought tickets for this. Events. Search events. Let's see what this pulls up. Here we go. I will be at the Grimoire exhibition at the Dayton Convention Center in Dayton, Ohio. On that Saturday, which would be November 9th. So yeah, that's where I'll be all day. And then depending on, like, you know, if we leave there right when they close and then go get dinner, it would be kind of hard to judge when I'm going to be home that night. I will try to stream. What it will be, I'm not sure yet. I might start just a little fun little side game or something. Probably not a TTRPG, but maybe do some sort of play a video game, or maybe kind of do a stream where I set up a one-shot or something. Whatever would be interesting. I might put that out on socials for like what to do, like as a poll or something. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Also, I'll be at the Grimoire exhibition at the Dayton Convention Center. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna have issues with people recognizing me, because I don't plan on cosplaying as myself. But I think, you know, it'd be what it do. After that, on the 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern, will be my Fabula Ultima one-shot, the first time I've ever ran that game. I'm very excited for it, though. I think I said earlier at the beginning of stream, it's the only rulebook that I read cover to cover, just because of how well the rulebook is written. And the system is just so fascinating too. It's very much, it obviously draws inspiration from like Final Fantasy and stuff like that. But the class system is fantastic. It helps you create really unique characters. The way that you roll die is very interesting. It's something that I haven't seen in any other TTRPG so far. And world building is not just on the GM's shoulders. If there is like a campaign that's being made, the players and the GM all work together to create the world, which I think is always a great idea. And plus, it's just like the artwork is really pretty. So I'm going to be running a one-shot of that, specifically the press start one-shot, which it was made for like conventions, so people could just join up and they don't have to do any homework behind it or anything. It teaches you the rules as you're playing the one-shot, which I'm a really big fan of that, of not having to require people to do homework beforehand. But as of this moment, as we are live, you guys have about 2 hours before I close down submissions for that game. So if you want to get into it and see what it's all about, check out my post in GMs for Players. It's called Press Start Fabula Ultima One Shot. I've got a good bit of people interested. and I'm only taking 4, but I will always encourage people to sign up, even if there are more interested people than what the GM is looking for, because I know myself, I like to try to bring in people that I haven't ran a one-shot before, or who maybe have had less table time in the server. So odds are, if you haven't played as many sessions, or if you haven't played a session in a long time, then you're almost more likely to get a seat. So that's why I always encourage everybody, if you see a game that you're interested in playing in, regardless of if it looks like it's filled up or not, always submit to be considered as a player for that game. You know, the worst we can say is sorry, you know, we found some other people, but like, you know, if you sign up for enough of them, you'll get in one of them, guaranteed. We also just recently added 2 new GMs to our roster, by way of Cubics and Dream and Sea Dragon, who I'm really excited to see what they do. I think Cubics is cooking up something very, very creepy for a full-on campaign. Something about securing, containing, and protecting. I don't know what he's talking about, but you know, maybe he can give it more insight to that when that comes up. And then finally, for the 23rd is the next installment of my Pathfinder campaign, where the party has the werewolf problem to deal with. And we'll see how they resolve that before they move on to hopefully finding the first of the 4 suits, those legendary items that could be key to getting back to their home world. All very exciting stuff. Obviously, I don't have anything for the 30th because I just realized that there are 5 Saturdays in November, so maybe I'll cook up something for then. Maybe that'd be a good time to run the one-shot for our winner of the October recruitment drive, which is Grid. We talked about that in a recent meeting, and Grid has selected me to be his GM since he has never played in a game for me before. And he has also selected the system Scum and Villainy, which is like Blades in the Dark, but if it took place in space. So since we didn't really have any, so we still have a couple open seats for that, I'll be running for Grid and Undead guaranteed. But I will be posting eventually in GMs for Players that I am looking for 2 more. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe I'll run it then. All that aside, looks like Ace is back.
I am.
Welcome back.
Thinking werewolves.
What about werewolves?
I don't know. I was thinking about werewolves.
Welcome back, Catfish.
I've been back for like a minute. I just wanted you to keep speaking. Do your little jig or whatever.
Yeah, I was doing my little spiel. Also, final spiel. Join Project Open Table. I feel like talking about all the cool stuff that's coming up, including, not to mention the multiple community events we have coming up for November, which those will be announced in server Monday. The first announcement of the month, so it's going to be a lot. But yeah, join Project Open Table, hit that command !POT. It'll give you the link to our card. You can follow our Twitter, you can follow our Blue Sky, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which I still need to put a shirt on. But most importantly, it's that Discord invite link. That's what you want to click. Come in, say hi, join some games, run some games, have some fun. Because that's what we're all about. Now that we're all here, you guys ready to get this party started again?
Hell yeah.
Excellent.
Let me pour myself some more bourbon, but yeah, we're good to go.
Pull some more
I
bourbon.
tried bourbon the other day. Side note, I hated it.
Yeah, I don't do too well with like just whiskey or just bourbon. I have to have some sort of mixer with it.
Yeah, it's definitely. I tried it by itself. My mom gets not like the highest quality. It's for her pie that she makes for the holidays. She does a chocolate bourbon pecan pie.
Oh.
Yeah, she knows how to make it. For most, like, she doesn't do the pie crust from scratch, but like everything else, like she does.
I've never heard of bourbon in a pie.
I've actually seen it a couple more times recently, actually. You know, it's a bourbon chocolate pecan pie, and it's my favorite dessert to this day. I fucking love that shit. And I only get it around the holidays. But yeah, that's why we have bourbon. I'm also from Kentucky. Bourbon is kind of our thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Ohio has anything like that except for like, you know, chili on top of spaghetti.
Mm.
Oh yeah. What's the name of the famous
Well, there's
wine?
two. Depends on where you're
The
going.
Skyline.
Skyline is one, and then there's Gold Star. And depending
Gold
on which one
Star,
yeah, because one of them spawned from the other, and now there's like a vicious blood feud of chili on spaghetti that, you know,
Oh,
if you say you're a fan of one to somebody who's a fan of the other, it's like the Ohio-Michigan thing, and it's a mess. For some reason, Ohio we really love our rivalries, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the game. We got some free play. So if there's something that somebody would like to do, as far as like if they want to go visit an NPC or if they want to see about doing some little side thing, by all means, throw it out. Let's get this party rolling.
Okay. So, Deirdre obviously needs to start testing the range on the radios, and so she's going to be pulling an old Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now? Good. Can you hear me now? Good.
Oh my god, I remember those.
And she's going to be harassing Cillian with this.
I was about to ask, who's the one getting harassed?
Actually, let me roll like. Can I roll a 1d3?
A 1d3, yeah, do it.
You know what? Honestly,
And so it's gonna be Ace is 1, Maddy Sharpe is 2, and Cillian is 3.
and honestly, 4 is
It's Cillian.
As prophesized.
As prophesized, it's
It
Cillian.
Oh, very good, very good. So basically, we have this scene of maybe you're sitting there. Sorry, my brain blanked just so hard right now. Deirdre is like still like maybe at the base and going, "Can you hear me now?" And like Cillian's just like out, like prowling around.
It's like
Cillian on a random rooftop skulking for the last time. Yes.
So well, keep on moving. I want to figure out just how far this goes. This is this is science, Cillian. We started this out being thorough. We're going to continue to be thorough.
I will say that with you guys, with your prototype of your new comms devices, I would say that they only work like within your respective work within the borough essentially of the city. So like you would both have to be in 6 towers in order for it to work. Yeah. It doesn't work across the city just yet.
Yeah, no, it's like, and that's kind of what we needed to figure out. So
you guys could easily use them like in the same building. But using them across the city is going to be a whole different beast. That might be something you guys would have to work on later.
Yeah,
I was not expecting it to go that far, so that works.
No, that's good. Like, no, we can make a whole heist of it, setting up hidden little antenna towers on top of electric wall towers.
Oh, there's repeater stations.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So yeah, you guys are kind of testing the boundaries of these new communications devices.
Mm-hmm.
Ace, is there anything that you would like to do?
I would like to dig around more for this needle guy. Whatever his name was.
Yeah.
I think it was Needle.
Yes, Needle was the fence that currently works for the Lamp Blacks, if I'm not mistaken. Who you guys already kind of have beef with, I will mention.
Yeah.
Let's pull that up. Yeah, you guys are adversaries with the Lamp Blacks at the current moment.
Oh.
So what kind of information are you looking to dig up?
I would would that work? Like, do I just say something, or is it like a specific mechanic?
I guess it just depends on like who do you go to, how do you go about tracking this guy down. It's kind of more or less tied to what you guys do. And while we're doing that, I'm going to look at the rules for turf, because I know that you can gain turf by raising up your guys' rep, but you can also do missions to gain turf as well. So that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Gotcha. I don't know. When in doubt with Ace, go fuck someone and get information. So that I have a job. I was saying, when in doubt, we'll just have Ace do the sex work and try to get information from that, I guess, because that's how I did it the last time.
Right on. Okay. Yeah. How would you like to absolve this?
Consort.
Okay.
I guess. Well, actually, let me look between. It doesn't really matter. They're the same thing, but I'm gonna say sway. Because I'm using charm to like convince someone to give me information, and I believe sex is probably a little charming, so I would hope. Yeah, I'll just roll sway. Does this an effect matter at all, or no?
If you're using your line of work to gather information, I would say comfortable standard. Or controlled, that's what I meant. Standard. Thank you.
No modifier. Okay. We got a 4. Partial success.
A 4. Okay. So Needle, who once again is still kind of loyal to the Lamp Blacks, aside from being one of their most trusted fences, also happens to be a bit of an alcohol connoisseur. He has a collection of rare and vintage liquors that he is quite proud of.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all the information you get.
That's it? Okay.
You got a partial success.
That's fair.
You could have failed and I could have just told you to go fuck yourself, but I didn't.
Well, I mean, I am fucking someone, so take that as you will.
Valid. Quite valid, actually.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So yeah, that's fair. Seems like it'd be like at least a way to go and find him, but like alcohol is good information too.
Well, that gives us an idea on perhaps particular haunts.
That's true, yeah. Or to get on his good side, just get some nice alcohol. Trade that necklace for something.
Yeah, and might be a long-term project to start swaying him enough so that perhaps we can convince him that the Lamp Blacks are about to sell him out or something, and then orchestrating that one thing that we talked about that one time.
Yeah.
Okay, I finally looked into the rules on how turf works.
Okay.
So, when you acquire turf, you would mark it on the right side of the crew's rep tracker. And the more turf you have means the less rep you need to go up a tier, essentially.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So rep is what bumps your guys' tier levels up. And if you acquire turf, then you shorten the amount of rep you need to do that. The big map on your guys's your claims here on your crew sheet. So like you guys can get 3 pieces of turf that eventually, and that would help lower that down. You would get a maximum of 3. But the claims, each crew sheet has a map of claims available to be seized. The claim map displays a default roadmap for your crew type. Claims should usually be seized in an orderly sequence by following the paths from the central square, which is your lair. However, you may attempt to seize any claim on your map ignoring the paths, but these operations will always be especially difficult and require exceptional efforts to discover and achieve. To acquire one for yourself, you have to take it from somebody else. To seize a claim, you tell the GM which claim on your map the crew intends to capture. The GM will detail the claim with location and a description and tell you which faction currently controls that claim, like the Loyal Fence. The GM might offer you a choice of a few options if they're available. However, if you choose to ignore the roadmap paths when seizing a claim, the GM might tell you you'll need to investigate and gather information in order to discover a claim of that type before you can attempt to seize it. So really, you guys could go and you can pull this Loyal Fence spot off. But if you wanted to go and say grab a tavern, you guys would have to first find a tavern that you could take, and then find out who owns it, how to best to get it, and then it's going to be pretty rough from there. But the ones that are directly connected to the lair will be the easier ones for you to snag.
Okay. Which one of them is that fence, but
yes, one of them is that fence. And if you took the one to your right, which is that turf, then that's when we would track this little ditty here. That's not what I meant to do. I'll figure out how to mark that later. But yeah. And so basically how it would work is you guys are tier 0 and you have stronghold. So once you max out your rep, you will automatically go to tier 1 with a weak hold.
okay.
And then once you guys go up again, you'll still be tier 1, but you'll have a stronghold, and then it'll just keep repeating all the way up.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Julio.
So that's how all that works. So now you guys can go in with a better plan of how you would like to handle this.
Cool. TV head, I have a question for you, actually. You mentioned that Aesyr would have grown up with, in a sense of like in connection with Cillian and Aesyr would have like grown up in proximity with Aesyr. Would you say they're friends? Yeah, okay, cool.
Big smiley thumbs up.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, like Deirdre, like I don't know, I would consider a friend because I've done one job with you and that's all I know about you. Like I don't know shit about who you are as a person.
The only things you know about Deirdre are all unsettling.
I will point out
course.
Aesyr is definitely the person to go and hang out with the freaks, so probably not that disturbing.
Right.
Yes.
As for what TV had said for his character scene, Cillian and Aesyr have a small scene where it's revealed that while Cillian doesn't live in Asher's apartment, he does crash there occasionally, and Aesyr is complaining about the mess his brother's leaving. He acts like it's ruining his existence. Cillian is nonchalant about the entire thing. And when Aesyr gets back to the church, he'll likely talk to someone about needing a loyal fence and wants to help with this endeavor. So basically, now we are switching from Cillian being in the Strangers back into having Aesyr in the crew again. And yeah.
Okay. They definitely don't. That's fair. I think that's actually really accurate, TV head. I feel like definitely Cillian and Aesyr get along better than Aesyr and Aesyr. Just from like personality alone.
Oh,
like,
absolutely. I can see that.
It just makes sense.
All right. So, Aesyr, you have gathered a little bit more information about this Needle character.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Deirdre? Well, is there anything else that you would like to do while we have kind of like this free space to play in?
Let's see. So they were gathering the information on the fence. I think that Deirdre actually wants to gather a little bit more information on the Lamp Blacks themselves.
Okay. We can work that. How are you going about getting information?
Yep. So first off, where are they headquartered relative to us?
I think that is easy enough information to gather as like their turf where they run out of.
I was sorry. I was more asking that like out of character. Just like I just legit can't remember.
yeah. You guys would know anyway. So the Lamp Blacks operate out of Crow's Foot. They operate a handful of brothels and cheap drug dens across that region, and their headquarters is in the office of a coal warehouse. And you guys would also know about the Lamp Blacks. They were a former lamplighter guild who turned to crime when their services were replaced by electric lights.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Damn. This sounds like a them problem.
Yeah, no. Just like
and I think one or multiple of you guys actually have beef with their boss, which is Bazo Baz.
I have beef. Yeah, he was my negative contact.
Yep.
For Aesyr.
and
Originally him and I actually were gonna get along, but when I was making Aesyr at first, but then I swapped to Morrigan, focused on her. And then I was like, actually, I want to make Aesyr again. And when I went back to it, I couldn't use him because he was like we were enemies with him. So I was just like, I don't know what I did to him. But...
And do we know where they do business? Is it also in Crow's Foot where they're?
Yeah, for the most part, they kind of they do a lot of their work in Crow's Foot. They are, like I said, they operate a handful of brothels and cheap drug dens. That's kind of like their main markets. If you want to know anything else, I would require some sort of roll.
Yeah, no, I think Deirdre's gonna try to look into their smuggling infrastructure.
Okay.
I know they have a number of smugglers on payroll who run their drugs. But if we're planning on, if we're starting to look into pilfering their fence, poaching their fence, then she wants more information on their supply lines.
Okay, yeah.
So I think, I guess that would likely be, a
study, maybe? I don't remember which one it was. Let me look.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, because since we have this workshop that's full of many things, including maps, I think she's going to cross-reference known activity in Crow's Foot by the Lamp Blacks, with the maps that she has of potentially Crow's Foot. We also have, I think, maps of the tunnels. The underground map. We also have underground maps and passkeys. I want to cross-reference those with what we know of their activities to get a sense of the movement of their supplies and possibly where their smugglers are picking up and dropping off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think I'll do that as a study because this is, given all the separate information we have, let's try to put this together.
Okay.
So, is this controlled? Yeah, this is controlled. Like,
this is controlled. Here. You're doing it from your workshop. You're fine.
Yeah.
What effect? Standard.
Standard.
Cross-referencing and deducing. Oh,
Look at that!
let's go.
Damn, that's good. All right. So, what you guys would know about the Lampblack's activity, along with like how they do their pickups and drop-offs, as you begin to cross-reference the maps of their known locations, you pick out the locations of all of the different brothels and drug dens that they control and work. And as you take a look at the underground maps, you see that all of them can be connected through the underground waterways. So it's very easy for them to be able to move things from one location to another without having to set foot on the street.
Oh, sure.
So that's typically how they like to perform their movements, their pickups, their drop-offs, is by utilizing those underground areas. You dig a little bit further in and you start looking outside of Duskfall itself and a little bit more into the Shattered Isles and kind of looking at like what kind of drugs they are selling. You can pick out some of the ingredients that come from Eruvia, a couple ingredients that come from Skovlin, and then a rare plant that comes out of Tycheros itself. And they're brought in on ships. Obviously, the only way to get them here without too much suspicion is by them hiring out people with boats to go out and get them. Crossing the sea, the void sea, and that alone is dangerous work because of the leviathans that are out there.
Yeah.
So whoever they're hiring, they've got the firepower to deal with leviathans, or at least, you know, manage to get away from them. But you can kind of suspect that that's how they're getting their goods in. And then by either them actually making the drugs in their drug dens, or having somebody offshore do that part, they're able to take them from the docks, and that's the only time that these ingredients see the street is from the docks over to wherever their closest brothel would be or drug den, and then from there it's just purely underground.
It's a bunch of useful information.
And then where Needle comes into play here is that you can also kind of deduce that the boats that are going out into Eruvia and Skovlin and Tycheros, that he is also able to fence things that way by getting them onto the docks. In fact, he is set up in the docks district. I think we covered that part a session or two ago. So he might have similar connections with those, like sailors and such. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, that answered a lot of fucking questions, actually.
Well, you got a 6. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If you would have critical, I would have told you what he has for breakfast.
It's just like, oh, he definitely frequents that fucking bagel place.
Yeah, the one bagel joint, the one deli in fucking all of
Duskfall.
the one deli in all of Duskfall.
And it's a kosher deli of all things. Like,
of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. He's got to get his toasted everything bagel with the smear. You know what I mean? You know, I have a Jewish wife. I can say that. Yeah. I've picked up a few terms. Anyway.
Yeah. Right. Beautiful.
TVHEADD, are there any things you want? Or did he already say? I forget. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. A part of me wants... Is it possible that our Moncio's the name of our guy that gets us all the jobs and whatnot?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Is it possible I could start to form a better relationship with him?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Not necessarily like anything that's like super professional, but like just to like I don't know, just something to get them like not even necessarily get to know him better, just put us a better jerk. I don't know, go out drinking or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, absolutely, you can do that. What? So you guys, you would like to meet up with Armancio?
Yeah, just in a non like super serious work setting.
Yeah. So like you would probably invite him out to one of like the taverns in Six Towers or something.
Yeah, I think don't I have the Veil.
The Veil, that's right. I gotta figure out where the Veil is on here. But...
Night Market.
Oh, the Veil's in Night Market. That's right.
Mm.
Let's pull out that map of Night Market here.
It may or may not. It's more like the weirder, more eccentric what people go, from what I remember.
Yes. Yeah, Night Market is one of like the bigger areas of commerce.
Yeah, which I'm sure
There's the Veil.
where...
I found it. Whoops, I kind of had a cold chill there. All right, so you ask Armancio to meet you at the Veil.
Yeah, just for like a drink.
Yeah,
just to like like get to have like just something more than just like a professional, like a thing of trust, if anything.
Of course. Yeah, so you show up, you're at the Veil, you're waiting on Armancio to arrive, and you see him come through the door from where you're sitting, and he, for some reason, even though like he works with the Wraiths that you guys also kind of have your dues to pay to.
Yeah, we do actually.
But we do pay them.
Yeah, you do pay them. I think it's 1 coin for like for just like business as usual, or 2 coins if you want to get them on your good side a little bit more.
Which I might vote to do that. I don't think it's a bad idea.
We do have a good amount of coin.
Yeah.
But I'll let you guys figure that out momentarily.
Yeah.
But for right now, Armancio walks in, and you see that he has like the collars on his jacket pulled up, and he's just kind of like, you see him, he's kind of keeping one of them pulled up by his like fingers as he like glances around the bar to make sure that he doesn't have any possible enemies here. Him being a widely used informant. But he looks around and he spots you, Aesyr, and he makes sure the rest of the coast is clear, and he fixes himself, puts his collar back down, and smoothens out his coat lapels, and he makes his way over to the bar table. How do you do things?
I would say if it's a social club, like I don't know, like I'm blanking on the word, a booth, I guess, if for lack of better word.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like something that's like a table off to the side.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's booths here.
Yeah.
So Armancio joins you on an opposite side of the booth that you have occupied. And he says, what, from my understanding, you this isn't a work visit? You don't need nothing?
No, just wanted to chat. You're a human being and deserve to relax.
It's a little bit easier said than done. Being a go-between for a bunch of different organizations, you make enemies quite quickly, so I almost kind of have to keep my head on a swivel at most times, but so far I think I'm good for right now. And he just kind of does another scan of the area. So how, I guess, what you guys are just having an evening out, essentially, just drinking and hanging out. Okay.
Yeah.
Armancio, after you guys have had a few drinks, Armancio is a bit of a lightweight. So you can kind of see the red in his face already. He's not drunk, but he's definitely tipsy.
I'm gonna have to walk this man home. Okay.
And he finishes his current drink and sets the glass down and looks around, looks to you and says, So the Wraiths want to meet you.
Oh.
Yeah, I know you said this isn't a work conversation, but I figured this is something that probably should be brought to your attention. The Wraiths do want to meet the four of you, and seeing as how you guys have been operating for a short time now, and you haven't really caused too much trouble, honestly. If anything, it's less of a, it's not so much of an interrogation, it's more of like a, like, kind of get to know you, like, because you guys have pulled off a couple jobs now with relatively little, you know, of blowing things up and causing a ruckus. At least no ruckuses that could be traced back to you. So
yeah.
So they're just curious about you. They want to meet you. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I would definitely consider it, considering they're the ones who's allowing you to work, you know, as you are.
I think it's definitely worth a visit, but I don't speak for everyone at the strangers, so it's definitely something I'll have to bring up with them. I personally think it's a wonderful idea. I'll see what they think about it and get back to you.
Yeah, of course. And it doesn't have to be anytime soon, just, you know, whenever you have the availability. I know you guys have got a couple other things on your plate. Damn it, I just can't help but to bring work with me, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you, I mean, I know we're having drinks, we're laughing and cracking jokes, but at the end of the day, I'm a businessman. I gotta it's on my mind 24/7. I'm on that grind set, as the kids say, you know what I mean?
Kids say, how old is this man?
Armancio is probably in his early 40s.
Oh, okay. I just realized I have no idea what this guy looks like.
So Armancio kind of has like the slicked back, shoulder length black hair. It's greased to hell and back. Kind of like a wiry frame. He ends up always getting suits that are a little bit too big for him. Mm-hmm. And he's got what looks like is to be growing into a full mustache, but right now it's very like pencil thin and kind of stubbly. Everything else is clean shaven. Very tired looking eyes, like the bags under his eyes just are nothing like you've seen before. You could probably assume from all the work that he does and all the late nights he's had to pull, you could probably guess his sleep schedule is fucked.
Yeah.
So yeah. So he's just kind of sitting before you. Like I said, he's a little bit red in the face. He's not drunk, but he's definitely feeling the alcohol that you guys have been having.
Gotcha.
But Armancio continues. So what you guys getting set to work on something? You guys need me to go find something for you? You know, I'm here to help. I'm here for you guys. Out of all of the prospects that I've been working with, all these little startups, you guys are starting to seem to be the more promising of the bunch. And if there's a way that I can help you to help me to help you, then I can help you. You understand?
Yeah, of course. I want to have Aesyr place his hand on top of him around so you'd be like, "Ooh, we greatly appreciate it. You've been such a big help."
Armancio's face gets a little bit more flushed. You can tell that this is that physical touch is not something he's used to.
Oh, poor man's.
That's fucking. I can't believe I'm making our contact flustered. I don't know of any current projects. I've been mainly helping Father with her work. With getting things together with the choir, which I'm assuming he knows about.
Yeah, he would know about that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I've mainly been helping Father out with the also hi Mopsy. I'm helping Father with the children and whatnot. I know that they were doing some I'm tinkering, I guess. I don't know. I just forgot the word, but some tinkering with some tools for jobs. I know that. I don't know if we have any like a specific gig lined up, but if you could keep an eye out, that'd be helpful.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
with the information, especially with us knowing that the Wraiths would like to meet. I think that's also something that we would have to discuss. That I think could be potentially useful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll see what I can do, how I can help out, and we'll go from there. You know how to get a hold of me. I know how to get a hold of you. Let's make something work. And with that, he kind of looks to the clock that's up on the wall near you guys and goes, "Oh shit! I forgot. I have a meeting with one of the other upstarts. They don't seem like a bright bunch. They just seem like a bunch of dudes who like bashing heads in and looking for fights. So if that's not your guys' strong suit, I would probably recommend steering clear of them. But I guess they just need a new head to bust in, so I got to get going. It was a pleasure meeting with you, by the way. This was nice. This was really good. I needed a little break. So thank you for inviting me out.
Of course, and of course, I'm always like, whenever time works, we could always go out for a drink. It's always a fun time being around you. I'm on CO.
You see him you see like what looks like a sheepish smile start to grow. He's like, yeah, you too. It's always nice to see you. Well, I'll be in touch. And he stands up and he gives like a kind of off character, like a weird, like little, like noble bow to you. Like, you know, like the hand behind the back and like just kind of like bows. And when he straightens back up, he looks around like, why did I just do that? And then he just leaves.
He's like, fuck, I'm drunk.
That's cute. I love him. I love Amancio. He's
All right.
Great.
Very good. Very good. So you've got Armancio out with eyes and ears open for another possible job if you guys don't figure out what to do next yourselves. All right. Anybody else have a free play moment, a character thing that they would like to do, or you guys want to have a decision on what you want to do as far as like your next potential score? What's the plan?
Also, Mopsy is in the call, by the way.
I see that. Welcome in, Mopsy.
Yep.
What is that has something important to ask you?
Yeah.
Can we fan cast Amancio to be played by Steve Buscemi? Yes. Yes. From now on, just imagine Amancio as Steve Buscemi.
Is that the guy in the How Do You Do, Fellow Kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that tracks. With just like a pixel thin mustache, yeah, I see it. That makes sense.
I'll have to get some art of Steve Buscemi dressed as like a 1930s like really frail gangster or something, like the zoot, like the oversized zoot suit and everything.
Beautiful. What's the
Boardwalk Empire? Yes, Steve Buscemi and Boardwalk Empire. That's Amancio.
Beautiful.
That's exactly right, TV head. Thank you.
The relationship of the Wraiths to the Lamp Blacks.
The Wraiths to the Lamp Blacks?
Yeah. Are they hostile?
Let's find out together. The Lamp Blacks. Does
not seem so.
Does not seem so. They are not allied nor enemy to them.
Okay. Gotcha. Which is just as well.
Right. But you do notice, but like you learned from your first gig, they absolutely hate the pants off of the red sashes.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Okay, cool. I think that is all for me in this free play sesh.
All right, very good. Let me move a couple of things on my a thing here. This one needs to go way up here and shrink it down a little bit. All right. So, Doc Holly, welcome in. We already handled character advancement and crew advancement. You gained 3 XP from the last one, from the last score.
2 coin, right?
And 2 coin, and 2 in your stash. So
I think you input all of that already.
I input all that already. I've also given you a new item called Stranger Comms, which they have worked out having those. Basically, it's set frequency communication devices. In order to use it, it will take up 1 of your load for whenever you go on a heist. To be able to call somebody, essentially, but they work within the district. So you guys, if you guys were both like right here in Night Market, you guys would be able to talk to each other. But if one of you was in Night Market and the other one was in 6 Towers, it wouldn't work.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. We got you caught up on all that. If you would like to, we can. Oh, go ahead.
We trained the kids.
Yeah, the children have been trained.
Now.
You know have a cohort in the kids who will act as espionage for gathering information. So you can ask them to go get information now as well. I think the only thing we didn't cover for you that we've covered for everybody else was your downtime activities. So you get 2 of those, and then you can spend coin or rep to take more. But it's whatever you would like to do. Also, the strangers leveled up as a crew, and you guys took the workshop upgrades. So now you guys can work on your long-term projects in your lair without having to go out and do things elsewhere.
Yeah, it's mainly beneficial for actually your character and the Deirdre, since you're both leeches, you can benefit from it.
Okay.
So, is there
Sorry,
other...
I'm like...
Go ahead.
You got my message though, right? Well, I sent you. I explained why.
I do have a message now.
I'll say 4 hours of being paid for doing nothing.
Yeah.
Sign me up. It was
yeah.
also last. They literally called me last.
That sucks. So let me pull up the downtime actions again.
Okay.
And
I was looking for this.
Yeah.
Does Holly have stress or damage or anything like that?
At the moment, Doc Holly has 2 stress and no harm.
It's good information to know for the downtime activities.
I'm a little stressed and killed anyone.
A little stress never killed anyone. That's so real.
You did abuse some men's
look at
wigs.
Me. I'm always stressed out.
Yeah. And of course, let us know if you have questions.
Yeah.
What
I'd
is
ask
the
a
meaning
lot
of life?
A little too above my pay grade.
Train children, snatch wigs, explosions, and OCD for Aesyr.
Yeah, OCD for Aesyr.
Sorry. It is what it is.
Is what it is.
So what is recovering? Is that how I would reduce my stress?
Recovering is how you would reduce your harm. If you wanted to reduce your stress, you would indulge vice.
Yeah, but you can't overindulge.
Which could have some nasty consequences.
Sounds like fun.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like going chaos.
I never would have
Gotta
guessed.
be the
No. All right. So then, to indulge your vice, which for you is weird, your vice purveyor being Ojak, the Taikarosi rooftop market vendor. We need to roll your lowest, your weakest quality, which for you is either insight or resolve.
good for me.
So you're gonna roll one die either way.
Yeah. So do I
Um,
click on roll insight? Okay, yes. Okay, do I just roll?
there's also a way. There's a specific way for you to roll to indulge your vice. You can click on the little dice button on the left side, and then you can choose indulge vice and select how much stress you have.
Oh.
And then from there, you would choose how many die you have, which for you would be 1d.
Okay, now I press roll.
Yes, now you press roll. And whatever you roll is how much stress you lose. You lose 1 stress.
Wait,
Damn.
you know, honestly, it's better than overindulging, I guess.
True.
I want
though that's what you wanted. I know it's what you wanted.
Isn't this the second time that I've tried to overindulge? And I didn't get it. This isn't fair.
I think you're more than welcome to do it again.
It's too much work. I could do something else.
This is true. Let me go back up to your options for your downtime activities. There you go.
What is acquire asset? Is that like buying stuff?
You gain temporary use of either a special item, a cohort, a vehicle, or a service, and they can be used for a heist, or they can be used for for a certain amount of time. Like if you wanted to hire a group of bodyguards for your guys' lair, then they would stick around until a fight happens, or until a week when they lose interest. Whichever comes first.
Oh my god, a vehicle? You mean I can rent a vehicle?
Essentially, yeah.
Road trip.
Oh, to where?
We just fucking leave Duskfall.
I need a vacation. After 2 nights. When's our beach episode?
Exactly.
It gets interrupted halfway through by a Leviathan. It's like, shit.
Morrigan goes back to her childhood days of
Actually,
hunting
what kind of
Leviathans.
Vehicles would they even have in Duskfall? What, like
Carriages,
horse and
gondolas.
Horse-drawn
That's
carriages. I think you
boring.
also meant more poor people do goats, right, or something.
And we should just raise goats.
Well, they don't have any specific examples, but
Oh, thank God! So I can have a Ferrari.
not a Ferrari. but
Only Subarus in Duskfall, weirdly.
a carriage, a gondola. Hell, I would even say you could have a bike if you wanted one, like a bicycle, not a Ducati.
You know, one of those old-fashioned bicycles where it has the big wheel on the front and the little wheels on the back.
Oh yeah, the big stupid wheel. Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I'm not.
Let me look at the options real quick.
I'm not.
Do we have any? Is there any long-term projects you want to start? Like maybe developing more poisons. You could start that. You could train one. You could train to increase one of your stats. Overall, like
that's a smart idea. I'll train to increase one of my stats.
Okay, so you can.
I love being overpowered.
With training, you can put experience point in one of your attributes or into your playbook itself. If you put your experience point in prowess, you get 2 points instead.
What do you mean into my playbook?
So
okay, so
where it says special abilities under Leech, there you currently have 3 there. If you fill that up, you get an extra special ability.
Oh,
I'm leveling that up personally.
already at 3, and if I level up to 4, I'll be halfway there.
I'm a little tempted by the ghost voice. I want to fuck ghosts. Does that sound fun? On demons? Yeah, no, I'm doing that.
I'll do that too. I'm leveling up my thingy in there.
All right.
I win. I'm halfway there.
There's also the coin to do more actions if you so desire.
Yeah,
right?
you can spend
money.
1 coin, or you can spend one of the crew's rep to get an extra downtime action.
Oh my god, I can spend one of our reputation?
Yeah.
If we
can
agree,
ruin
right?
us.
No.
Finally, this is what I've always wanted. No, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Last thing I need is everyone to hate me.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's your downtime
Fair.
activities then. Is there anything that you wanted to do as part of like free play, like if you wanted to go visit an NPC or if you wanted to go attempt to do something on your own that wouldn't be covered by a downtime activity?
No. I just like to think that Maddy's probably just... Or Doc Holly's probably just... combing the wigs that she stole.
Making your collection seem presentable.
Honestly, when is Doc Holly going to open a wig business that is a front for something?
Poison.
Or
Poison.
open a poison business that's a front for her wig business. It really gets things backwards.
God. I mean, I don't know.
It's a powdered wig business, but all the wigs are powdered with trans powder.
Real.
Or itching powder. That'd be
Or
fine.
itching powder.
I mean, that is actually an idea we could explore later, surprisingly enough, if you could really think about it. Some women need their husbands dead. Just saying.
True, yeah. That sounds like a good project clock to start, is a cover wig business.
We earned the name The Strangers. That's all I'm gonna say to that.
You did earn it. You guys have earned it so far. You haven't let anybody down in that aspect at all.
But to start a business, you need to comb all the wigs, I guess, so it fits either way.
Right.
How many wigs did you steal, actually?
Do you think I remember?
I don't
I
think I
was you're
took
caught up in
notes
the
on that.
moment.
There's
Can we
at
roll?
least one.
Should we roll? Can we do that?
What is it?
Can we roll for how many wigs Mopsy stole?
Yeah, you know what? Give me do a fortune roll with 1d6, and we'll see how many wigs you've made out with. Just for fucking funsies, why not?
Me this, me that. Wait, so one dice, 1d.
Yep, 1d.
And then fortune. 5. You
5.
got 5 fucking wigs.
5 wigs. You've got enough to start a business.
But first you gotta brush them either way, so it still doesn't change shit. But I'm glad that we got that resolved. That was the pressing matter.
Yeah, to
compared
you,
the
not
Wraiths
really to
one.
me. But I think it's funny.
Yeah, that's all. That's what I'm here for, to have fun
There we go.
and to be gay and do crime.
All right. So with all that under wraps, we'll say that everybody has met back at the crew hideout. And we now have Aesyr strolls back in after being gone for what seems like, a week or so between him leaving and you guys completing the heist and doing all your downtime stuff. It's been roughly about a week and a half.
Oh. Oh, Aesyr. Welcome. Good to see you. We were starting to get worried, but your brother was quite effective.
Cillian's always a party. Also, hey, Aesyr. No, I didn't realize Aesyr has not actually talked to Aesyr.
So it's like, oh yeah, no, we picked up a couple others in your absence.
I will remind you.
Because what? Like Deirdre's the only one from the original crew that like.
Maddy. Maddy.
Oh,
Maddy's
Maddy?
always been around. Yeah, no, Mopsy
Okay.
was thinking of another character first, but then did Maddy.
Oh, and then we did the last second swerve. That's what it was. I was like, did we do one with the ghost punching man? I can't remember.
I'll voice Aesyr for the time being if TVHEADD just wants to put in what he says in the Discord call.
Okay.
Aesyr strolls through and kind of takes in everything you guys said, and he says, "I heard you were quite productive in my absence. This is outstanding news."
Oh, yeah, no, I mean it's just your brother got an idea in his head and just started dumping parts on my workshop table. So I mean,
it runs in the family.
It does. Yeah, no, you're all quite impressive youths.
Wait, youths? How old is everybody in the party?
Aesyr's my age because it's based off of me a lot. My character that's based off me.
I don't know your age offhand, Ace.
24.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm young. I am part of the kids.
Yes, youth. I don't know.
I think I said like 25, but like I'm like right there. It's whatever, mid-20s. I don't care enough to find a specific number.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's I recall like they grew up around each other. That Aesyr and Cillian and Ace. I assume they're kind of roughly around.
Aesyr looks to you, Deirdre, and he says, "I'm afraid I'm to blame for putting the bug in his ear about the radios. We've talked about this idea for a magic talking box since we were kids."
Oh, yeah, it's just like I mean, magic's a strong term. I mean, it's not entirely not magic, but like we don't really want to get into it.
Aesyr is gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember you talking about that when we were kids. I hadn't thought about. I guess I just didn't make that connection, huh? Interesting.
Well, right, because you wouldn't, because it's science mostly.
Yeah, and Lord knows I'm not good at that, so.
Exactly.
Aesyr gets my same problem of being bad at technology.
But
poor Morrigan's not gonna know how to run shit. Her kid doesn't know how to do it either.
It's at this point that the four of you hear something that you haven't really heard before. A knock. What sounds like a knock at the front door of the church.
Just
we just all probably looked at each other.
Like everyone's here. Who was followed?
I'm gonna just Aesyr just stands up and be like, "I'll go talk to them." Just
Well, and you cut her off because as she was grabbing a bottle of fire oil off of a shelf and was about to go up the stairs.
I'll be back. And as Aesyr goes, Aesyr's the sociable one. So probably the best idea.
Yeah, so you make your way up the stairs and to the door of the church, and when you open it, you see Amancio on the other side.
Sorry, I went to say "oh hey," and then it came out a squeak. Oh hi.
Yeah, hi Aesyr. Listen, you know I don't make house calls often.
Yeah.
But this is kind of a big deal. Remember how I was telling you that you might need to meet up with the Wraiths as like a get to know you thing? Yeah, we're gonna have to expedite that, and it's less of a meetup and more of a we need your help kind of thing.
I'll go. Come with me. We'll talk to the others.
Okay.
I don't think I should be the one to just relay that information, but like, yeah, let's. Come on. I'll show you how to get down there.
Yeah. So you make your way back down the stairs with Amancio following closely behind, and he's just kind of taking everything in. Like he's just kind of like seeing how y'all live. And you guys get to the basement, and it opens up into this room, and he kind of looks around and goes, nice place. Just kind of like inspecting everything. Anyways, I know you guys are in somewhat good favor with the Wraiths. Speaking of which, have you guys paid them up recently?
We have not actually. I don't think out of character. I don't think we have, and we should do that.
Yeah, I think when the downtime stuff starts, you guys are supposed to pay your tithe essentially to them. It's 1 coin just to keep them to still do things uninhibited
in the area.
Yeah, and 2 coin if you want to get on their good side.
I mean, I've been saying personally, I'd rather do 2 since we already have a relatively solid relationship with them. It's not a bad idea to get on their better side.
Well, I mean, if they need our help, then that should get us on their better side anyhow.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess we can go hand deliver the payment this time. We have 4 in the vault. I suppose we can do 2. TV had said we have 4 in the vault. I suppose we can do 2. Question mark.
Yeah, I mean, that works for me. The vault money is not real money, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Okay.
So then we will go to your guys' vault and take 2 coin out of it.
And we're gonna hand deliver it, I guess.
And you're gonna hand deliver it. Okay. So
because we're going there.
Yeah. So Amancio continues and he says, "Yeah. So you guys, you're in pretty good terms with the Wraiths, as we know. And I mentioned this to Aesyr, but I don't know if you guys have caught wind about the Wraiths wanting to like do like a formal get to know you, kind of meet you kind of thing. Because when you first approached them, it was just, hey, please let us work in your area, and they were like, all right, whatever, as long as you pay us. But now, they're interested in you. You guys have pulled off 2 gigs so far with." And you didn't level the city, so they're interested. They want to get to know what you're about. Unfortunately, there is no longer time for that. It seems like one of the higher ups for the Wraiths was pulling his own job and got a little sloppy. She did pull the job off. Unfortunately, she left behind some damning piece of evidence that has been taken into account by one of the Bluecoats investigators.
I see.
Yeah, you're kind of putting 2 and 2 together.
We're gonna have to steal some evidence from some cats.
Or destroy it. The timing of the music again.
Again, yeah.
You're really good at that.
You're just that good. I mean, I'm gonna have Aesyr look at Deirdre and then like, can we destroy it? What evidence is it?
Well, it was the hand.
Oh.
Her hand?
Yeah, it was her hand. Her hand kind of maybe met with the blade of one of the bill hooks, and yeah, it's nasty. But the investigator thought it was good enough evidence to, find the proverbial slipper that matches the princess, if you catch my drift.
Oh,
gotcha.
So yeah, she would prefer the hand back. Understandably, you would understand.
Yeah.
But if worse comes to worst and it has to be destroyed, maybe you can make a strong case as to why. But she would definitely prefer the hand back.
TVHEADD says, where's the hand now? I'm assuming as Aesyr.
Yeah.
In quotes.
Yes. Amancio says, yeah, well, unfortunately, the investigator in question, he lives in Charter Hall. And he has it locked in his own safe.
At the station?
No, not at the station. That's the weird part. It's like he's doing this as his own personal thing. I don't think he properly submitted it into evidence.
Oh, he took her hand off the books and is keeping it in his home. Oh God, Ace, is this a weird sex thing?
I hope not. Oh.
Because we're getting hired for a hand job.
You're gonna have Aesyr just glare at you. Not even laugh, just glare.
God.
I love that it fully went over Asher's head. Sounds like more like an attempt to blackmail to me.
Amancio nods to Aesyr. He's like, yeah, I could definitely see this as some sort of blackmail, or maybe it's just some sort of vigilante thing. Maybe he wants to be the only one who takes her down, so the rest of the Bluecoats don't have any, know all about this situation. Whatever it is, she wants that hand out of his possession. And seeing as how that she was that they were looking to, like I said, have some sort of meeting with you guys, this might be the best way to go about getting even more into their good favor. And who knows? I do know that one of the Wraiths was talking about potentially like watching from a distance, like a tailing kind of thing, just to watch how you guys operate, like an in-field examination, if you will. So you'll have eyes on you. Thankfully, they're on your side.
Fair enough. I think it's a job we could do.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the end, it's theft and.
Aesyr says something.
Yeah, Aesyr says, let's meet with them. I think this could be a highly negotiable situation.
Yeah, well, what does Amancio say to that?
Amancio says, yeah, I can definitely go and let them know that that you would like to meet with them. And we can get that all scratched out. If that's what you guys want to do, I'm going to go ahead and take off and, contact them, let them know, and I will get back to you guys with where to meet them.
Do you need me to walk you back out?
Yeah, if you would prefer. The place is a little creepy, not going to lie.
Yeah. Anything else before I take them back?
Well, it sounds like we should meet with the Wraiths, and we'll bring our coin with us, and we'll bring the offering with us as a gesture of good faith.
Yeah.
All right. So
okay.
You lead Amancio back out of the church, and we are going to smash cut maybe a few days later.
Hell yeah.
Let me see just where exactly you can find the Wraiths.
I mean, in our area, right?
Yeah, well, Silk Shore and Night Market are their primary hunting grounds.
Gotcha.
They don't have a specific thing. So what I can say for you guys is, we can open up this map of Night Market again.
Does anyone own the Veil? Like, who owns the Veil? Is it just anyone, or is it owned by an organization? We could just make that a meeting point.
The Veil is the proprietor is Roland Valeris, who is a Taikarosi with an extremely unusual manifestation of his demonic blood. Rather than legs, he has the body of a serpent from the waist down, or so people say. He's rarely seen in person.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if any of the places in there was known to be like owned by like the. I'm blanking on the people we're about to meet. Wraiths. I forgot their name.
Yeah, it seems like the Wraiths. I
mean, their leaders.
I apologize. You will not be meeting them in Night Market. You will instead be meeting them in Silkshore.
Silkshore.
Yes. So a few days later, when Amancio contacts you guys and tells you to head to the maze in the Fogcrest neighborhood of Silkshore, he gives you very specific instructions to go into the maze, and after a series of turns to look for what appears to be an old crate. And once you do so, you will knock 6 times and then wait.
You said a crate or a grate?
A crate, like big wooden crate. Or big
Gotcha.
old wooden crate.
Alright. Seems pretty self-explanatory. It's weird, yeah, but okay.
So you make your way into the maze. You follow his instructions. You do set your sights on the old crate.
Hello? All right. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
All right. And after you knock for the final time, it feels like minutes pass before the face of the crate that is directly where you guys are, it seems to open up like on a hinge.
Yep.
Oh,
And you see a masked, cloaked figure look up at you from what looks like stairs that are descending directly down into the ground.
Fancy.
Hello.
This figure looks to the 4 of you and go, "You're the strangers."
So they say.
Well, I fear we have no time for riddles, so follow me. And she turns around and makes her way down the stairs.
This is so mysterious. I
was reading through the Wraiths thing on the page. They are kind of interesting. I was like reading through it, and I was like, oh, they're masked and have like names. They even have a private sign language. That's cool as fuck. Sorry, I got totally distracted. I was like, oh my god, they're cool.
I mean, just by the stairs, you can tell that these guys are next level. I mean, these are some good stairs.
So you follow her down this set of stairs, and when it gets to the bottom, there is another locked door, and it has like one of those like flaps for where like a peephole on a door would be. You see her raise a hand and open it up and stick her hand through it. Like her hand goes through the door in that little window, and you can tell from like the way that the muscles are moving in her forearm that she's doing some sort of like sign. And shortly afterwards, she pulls her hand back, and you hear what sounds like a lot of gears and locks all turning in sequence. And when the noise finally finishes, this door opens up, and what looked to be like an old wooden door On the backside, you see that it is armored on the back, and there is all this clockwork that has been built into it.
Oh. That's cool as fuck, too.
Yeah.
What the hell?
And so as you step through, you see that this area opens up into what looks like a common living area almost. And you see a bunch of other figures who are in various states of doing whatever, and they are all also masked and robed. In fact, when you step in, I think you see the last one of them begin to like pull their mask into place just before you can see their face. And
I feel like we've
all
come
staring at you.
Hi.
Yeah, we came ill prepared for this masquerade. What a shame.
Password Fidelio.
The person who greeted you just makes a single hand motion for you to follow her, and she begins to walk through the common area.
All right, and I guess we're walking with her.
Yeah.
You walk through the crowd, and the entire time it's silent. A pin could drop, and all eyes just stay fixed on the four of you. She leads you through the common room. There appears to be another doorway, which leads to another set of stairs that goes downwards, similar to the first, lined with torches, which is strange since electric light exists. And she leads you further down underground, and then through another series of hallways and doors, until finally you enter into this landing room where you see this large ornate door. You look at the door for a minute, and it strikes you interesting because the type of wood that this door is made of, the tree no longer exists.
Oh.
It doesn't seem like wood that would be found around here. There's a small chance it could have been from another nation, but it would be incredibly hard to get a hold of.
What level gang are the Wraiths again? Tier 2.
Tier 2.
Wow. Damn.
Does anybody want to do anything here at this point?
I'd like to actually inspect the door a little bit more closely.
Yeah. What would you like to do about that?
Just
fine with that.
I mean, just like does this one look as engineered as the door down here that we took to get down here? At the bottom of the first set of stairs. From
what you're looking at, no, it doesn't seem as engineered, but neither did the first door.
Yeah, fair enough. Then
I mean, honestly, are we in the room or that we need to talk to people in? Or...
Not yet. You can assume that behind that door are the people that you need to talk to.
And this woman who's been guiding us is still here?
Yes.
Like standing here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then what's above us?
Above you looks like looming black nothing.
All right.
I'm gonna have Aesyr just be like, are they through that door?
The woman nods, and she steps towards the door, and instead of a peephole, kind of like the first door, she raises her hand into a fist and she knocks a certain rhythm almost.
Okay.
And after a few moments, You again hear the mechanical clicks of the clockwork that is behind this door, slowly working themselves into pulling a lot more locks than what was previously seen. Finally, when the last lock clicks, the door opens, and it is another masked figure who looks at the first and simply doesn't say anything, just nods to the one who's been guiding you. And that figure nods in return and then leaves. The one who's standing in the doorway now says, "Enter, strangers."
That was a good joke. It's a little bit of a side note. Not saying that in character, but no.
Thank you. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah,
This is quite the hideout, guys.
You see, as you walk through the door, there is a long table with 6 other masked, robed figures sitting on the opposite side from you guys.
Are one of them very obviously missing a hand?
Just about to ask that.
Do you want to give me a roll to see if you notice that?
What? How would I not? It's missing a hand.
Masked and robed.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I honestly don't care.
Maybe they all just tucked in their pockets.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't care enough to roll now. That's fine.
Yeah, no, I gotta hand it to them. It's pretty sneaky.
Maybe I should do the talking here. Jesus Christ, you're gonna offend someone.
Yeah.
That's
probably a sensitive topic.
Aesyr mutters to himself, to just you guys, how far underground we must be at this point? These tunnels must be ancient.
Yeah. So we're in this room and it's a long table with these 6 figures across from where we stand. Like, is there more chairs?
No, there's no more chairs. You guys are standing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Who has the money? Do we just say I have the money?
Whoever wants to give them the money.
I mean, yeah, I feel like 2 coin worth is probably just a lot of stuff, so we might have just split it up.
Aesyr will raise up a bag of money.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah. All right. So who's presenting the money?
Aesyr just TV said Aesyr will raise up a bag of money.
Okay, cool. Aesyr, you hold the bag of money out in front of you, and you see, previously unknown to you guys, another figure step out from the shadows and just take the bag of money from you and walk it over to the table and hand it to one of the central figures. And the figure speaks. Yes, this is we remembered that we were owed your tithe, as it were. Unfortunately, we had some other things that kept us busy, as I'm sure Amancio has let you know that one of our members' wings were clipped, and he just kind of turns his head to the far end of the table to his left, where you see one person who you can't read their expression, but you see his heads. You see their heads slowly look down a little bit, almost in shame.
Yeah, I don't think we need to guess who that is. So, are they missing a hand? You want to roll that?
Well, I mean, you know which one it is now.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's pretty obvious. If someone had their wings clipped and one of them's looking a little ashamed of it. I think we could figure out who it is.
Yeah, 2 + 2 = fish.
Yeah. And fish is what we needed for dinner, so.
Yeah. So the central figure looks back to the 4 of you and says, I trust Amancio has given you your information that you would need. I apologize that we weren't able to meet on better terms like I had planned, but this is the nature of the business we're in, is it not?
That's true. Fate works in weird ways, I guess.
Yeah, I'd agree. And so that, I guess that brings us to, if it were just the job, just as given, then I imagine Amancio could have delivered the details, but I imagine maybe you have a little something more that you want to say to us in regards to this.
Well, as I had previously mentioned to Amancio, our first formal meeting was supposed to be more of a question and answer kind of session. Unfortunately, that is no longer the case, as we would need you to retrieve our friend's hand from the vault of the investigator who has taken it.
You know, I was originally out of character. I was originally wondering why a hand, but now knowing like the secret sign language, that makes a lot of sense. I was hoping it wasn't a weird sex thing.
The figure continues. You're looking. The investigator in question is a Raymond Perch. He's kind of been known to be very full of himself amongst the Blue Coats special investigators. He's one who likes to tout his victories and brag his skills and sometimes take work under the table to, if anything, to further his own fame.
Sounds insufferable.
Quite. His residence is in Charter Hall. And you see another figure who also just steps out of the shadows suddenly. Procures for you a map of Charter Hall.
Perfect. Tell me, does Mr. Raymond Perch have a family? Does he live alone?
He lives alone. We've managed to deduce that he does not have a family. He's often been quoted as saying that a family would only slow him down.
He sounds like a party to be around. Okay. Also, TVHEADD something in the chat.
Okay. Aesyr speaks up and says, Offer. We do this kindness for you, help the Wraiths, everyone gets paid, eel dumplings cost money and all. But as bonus, if you like the way we conduct ourselves and do business the way we earn for you, as evidenced by the extra coin we pulled in our last job, we need to locate a loyal and reliable fence. Can you facilitate this?
That's a fair question.
You see all 6 of the members kind of like turn to look at each other. The one who's sitting directly to the right of the one you've been speaking to leans in almost to whisper and then leans back and then starts doing the sign language. The central figure looks back to the 4 of you and says, I'm sure we could arrange something of that sort. We have some contacts. Truth be told, we've kind of been watching you. Not from a distance either.
Mhm.
We know that you are in pursuit of one named Needle. Needle is, for lack of a better term, an idiot. However, he is good at what he does. We have ways. It's not our specialty, but we have ways of making people switch allegiances.
Oh. Ominous. I like that.
And we'll leave it at that. So if you do this kindness for us, I'm sure that we could facilitate a visit. We know people too.
Excellent.
I will wait. I'm gonna wait for what TVHEADD has to say. He's typing.
Oh.
Aesyr.
Then we have an accord. Okay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, ignore me. It's fine. Really has
Yeah, Aesyr says, then we have an accord, I think. The Wraith looks to you and motions for you to look at the map of Charter Hall. He says, we've deduced that Mr. Perch's residence is on the corner of Bailiff Road and Servant Road. I'll have one of my subordinates mark his location. And you see somebody rush over and they put an X on the map.
Okay.
He says,
"Is that X actually on the map?"
Yes, the X is actually
Yeah,
on
it
the
is.
map
It
of
is.
Charter
It's
Hall.
green. It's green. Okay, I was like, I don't see it. Gotcha. Okay.
Does anybody want to do anything at this point in time?
I would like to have Aesyr look at them and just be like, by the way, do you have something you would prefer us to call you, or is the Wraiths just fine?
The one that you've been speaking to says, you can refer to me as Archon.
Okay, that works. Let's be gallant.
Okay. We're looking at the kind of like leaning over the map. Considering in the last week or so, Deirdre has spent significant time poring over maps of the overground and the underground tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
Does anything, if from my memory, align with around the old quarter of Charter Hall?
From the previous thing that you were looking into, as far as the
Yes.
lamp blacks?
Yes.
You would notice that the lamp blacks have a drug den that is located here, there.
Ooh.
Once I can move it.
There we go.
It is essentially a secret society TVHEADD, actually. That's a good way to view it.
So yeah, so the X is Raymond Perch's residence. The O is one of the Lamp Black's drug dens. That is typically not in Charter Hall.
Mm-hmm.
They typically don't have one in Charter Hall, but that is another known location that they have. They have something set up, maybe not an official drug den, but somewhere that they regularly do business.
I think Deirdre is going to hold out a hand and ask for a pen or whatever they were using.
Yeah, the figure hands you their writing pen.
Yeah, and then as a gesture of good faith, since we're trying to get in good with them, she's like, based on some recent studies of mine, I know that there's a drug den of the Lamp Blacks who we're not on particularly good terms with. Roughly here, and she draws the O that you just drew, and then she's going to draw kind of a dotted line in between the O and the X, following the most direct path of the street. She's like, and as far as I could tell, all of their dens and places of business are very thoroughly connected by the underground tunnel network and canals. So I think we will be able. I think I can already kind of see our methods of ingress and egress quite clearly.
You see Archon kind of cock his head very slightly, and he says, "Very studious. I'm impressed."
Oh, thank you.
I will, as Amancio probably also mentioned, I will be sending out one of my officers to keep an eye on you as this all unfolds, purely for the sake of observation. They will not help you nor hinder you. They will just be there watching.
I suppose. I suppose that's fine. You know, if they're able to tail us. And she gives a little coy little smile.
Archon straightens himself and says, "You know, boasting is a surefire omen to failure.
Oh,
I would suggest keeping yourself grounded."
Called you out
I
on
mean,
your shit.
that is true. I mean, I tend to enjoy grounding buildings, but in this case, I gladly accept your advice.
Very good. Then consider our meeting done. We look forward to what you can do for us, and perhaps we can become better business partners because of it.
And
I'm assuming we just probably look at each other.
it's like, cheers then.
We'll get back to you, Arthur.
And then you see Archon kind of wave his hand, and the person who had let you in the door opens the door back up and kind of makes a motion for you to leave, and you see another figure on the other side of the doorway.
And Asher says, "Good night."
Good night.
Any final things that you guys want to do before you guys leave?
I think I've done everything I wanted to, so...
I want to take as close a look as I can at the engineering of the side of the door before we leave.
Yeah, similar to the first door, it's a lot of very intricate and complex clockwork that seems to be connected to a multitude of locks that keep this door very, very, very well secured. Most people would think that this level of security and protection would be needed for in case there was like an invasion, and this could be like a final like hideout kind of situation.
Word.
Anybody else?
Well, TVHEADD said we steal all their shit, so I guess we're doing that.
I also see the 2 JKs next to it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Very well.
Hee.
All right. So with no further business, you guys are escorted back through the winding halls and stairways, back up to the common room, where once again you are surrounded by a multitude of these cloaked and masked figures, and they silently just watch you walk through the common room and back to the door.
Can I wink at one of them?
You can, yeah.
Cool, I winked at one of them. Just
Great.
a random one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Party.
We have a reputation to maintain as kind of strange, you know.
It's the charming stranger. I feel like it's something I should do.
You make your way through that first door up the first original set of stairs, and you see the face of the crate that you guys originally entered in on. You see the figure kind of like motion for you to stop, and the figure cracks it open and looks like it's sitting there looking for something, and whenever it finds whatever it's looking for, it pushes the rest of the crate open and just kind of steps to the side, allowing you guys to leave.
Just nod and walk out, I guess.
Yeah. Like, kind of, poke my head out, like, we good? We good? Yeah, seems like we're good.
All right, and you guys are back topside in Silkshore. And I think this is a good place to end our session.
Hell yeah.
Do more stuff the next time.
Yeah. You guys have your job. Now it's time to get to figuring out what your guys' plan is and then executing the plan.
Fuck yeah.
Very good stuff, you guys. Thank you so much to everybody who stopped by to watch. Thank you to my players. Thank you to Mopsy. Thank you to HighVoltageCatfish. Thank you to StupidPunkThing. And TVHEADD, who is joining us via text message through Project Open Table. Let's go down the line. If you guys have something you guys want to promote or say, let me know. We'll start with Mopsy. Don't even bother typing it out, TVHEADD. I know what you're going to say. I see you typing. I see you typing. I can handle your catchphrase from here.
I know what you are.
I know what you are. I know exactly what you are. You were saying, Mopsy?
I'm tired.
Valid.
Well.
Catfish.
Hi, I'll do my usual spiel plus a little bit. So, hi everyone, I'm HighVoltageCatfish, also known as the writer James Tomassis, author of the Cyan Project and the narrative director and lead scriptwriter at TierCell Game Studio, developers of Somnopathy, out on Steam now. You can find me at almost all the socials if you mouse over my name below the stream. Additionally, I'm one of the finalists for the Rusty Fears 6 horror short story competition hosted by the Rusty Quill Podcast Network. My story will be posted up on the Magnus Archives and Magnus Protocol feed on January the 16th, at which point they will be posting a vote for the best Rusty Fears story. So yeah, vote for me.
Please.
Right on. Yeah, go vote. Ace, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, go vote this Tuesday.
Yes,
That too.
definitely do that.
Go vote. And then finally, for TVHEADD, remember, kids, buy local and steal corporate.
Bingo bongo.
I've got your number, homie. I've known you for over 2 years now. I think I know you very well.
What you are.
And then finally, final announcements again. Next Saturday is probably going to be just like a random one-off stream. I'll probably play a game. I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do for that, because I will be at the Grimoire Expo at the Dayton Convention Center on the day of the 9th. Like I said, I don't have any issues with saying it out loud because nobody's gonna fucking recognize me.
That's real.
Real as hell. So I'll probably be getting back late that night, so I'll probably just hop in a game and stream it. Maybe it'll be like a chill and hang out and come vibe kind of thing. But the 16th is my Fabula Ultima one-shot, the first time that I've ran that system, and I'm still accepting people who are interested in playing for the next 12 minutes.
12 minutes, yeah. I forgot it's 59.
Yep, 11:59 p.m. So if you're interested in hopping into that, drop a react with that little project open table button there on the post, and I'll know that you're interested. Like I said, and like I'll say for any game that's posted up there, just because that there is more than enough people that that GM would take, still request or show that you're interested anyway, because there's a chance that you could still get in. I know different GMs have different ways of picking their players. I know mine is that if you've had like less game time, or if you haven't played in a one shot in a minute, then for me, typically you have a better chance, because I like to get everybody involved, as many people involved as possible. But every GM is different, so just if you're interested in a game, don't look at the number of people who've signed up for it. Sign up for it. And then outside of that, the 23rd is going to be the continuation of my Pathfinder campaign, the Ring of Auroran. We'll see how the crew handles their little werewolf situation.
Oh my.
Oh my. And then I think I have an idea for the 30th, but you're going to have to check GMs for players here probably in about an hour or so if you want to know what that's about. So yeah, with all that being said, thank you for stopping by. Let me find a raid target. Yeah. You know what? It's been a minute since I said hi to... hold on a second here.
You guys are gonna fucking laugh at how many notes there are for this fucking session.
So we're not gonna raid them. Try to find somebody who's relatively who doesn't look like they're about to end. I see a lot of up times of like 5 hours and 3 hours, and you know what? We're gonna go say hi to Lunar Gabriel. They are playing Winter Survival. Go say hi to them. Give them a follow from the Swamp Dad, and yeah, I hope to see you guys around here next Saturday for whatever the fuck I'm doing. There's no eloquent way to put that. It's just like, yeah, I'll do something. Sure, just come on over.
I don't like being lonely.
Yeah, I just want to talk to people. I just want to have fun with friends. But that's it. My name is Gil Swamp Guy. Thank you so much for stopping by, and have a good night, everybody.
Nighty night, chat.
Night.
Oh, Mopsy already left.
Yeah, Mopsy's plug was "I'm tired." Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, no, the dude, when I don't have to think about what I'm gonna do next that much, my notes go fucking crazy.
I'm so excited. Where do you even see these again? Are they in this